What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? This is another episode of a Stoked podcast. We here in the building. Welcome to another show. It's 8 p.m. You know what time it is. Hold on a second. Sorry. I am Javon Stokes. This is Jamari Stokes. We are your hosts for tonight, and it's going to be an interesting show. We're going to get right into it. We don't want to hold this man and hold him too long. To all my viewers, I apologize. We are not being shown on Facebook because Facebook, for some reason, has decided to disconnect from Restream, and it's making me re-enter in my password. And honest to God, I do not remember my password for Facebook. So that's why it's not being shown. But hopefully you get to see it at some point. What's up, Savion? How you doing, man? It's just been a day, man. I gotta figure this out. Anyway, we're gonna bring in our guest. This is the second run. This gentleman has decided that he's going to try and take my title of most opinionated man in comics. That tells you something about his character and that he has a lot of opinions and he's a thief, but he is also an amazing artist and writer and creator of Afro Avenger. Please welcome Kevin Chapman.
You know what? I appreciate being back on, but it's only Javon on his own show called Another Black Man a Thief. I tell you.
You darn right I'm gonna call the black man a thief. I heard you.
What you talking about?
I'm trying to listen. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna say this again. Nobody was using that title. The minute I use this title, I got challengers coming out the wood. I'm like Creed. I got challengers coming out of the woodwork. I got sequel after sequel of people trying to come for the title.
A referee's shirt today.
I don't know, man. Yeah, you should have. I'd have been Undertaker. He'd have been HBK in WrestleMania 25 because it's gonna be a long one.
You could be HBK. I'll be Stone Cold. Watch
this gonna be a long one.
You could be Cody Rhodes. I'll be Roman Reigns.
That's why I got the new mic. So when y'all see how aggressive I am,
y'all know that mic ain't attached to nothing.
Hey, listen, don't worry about how I do things in here, man. I'm starting out.
Man got a plastic prop mic. Stop lying to these people.
That's how they do you. They get three black dudes on here with glasses. They go against each other.
Because we all see each other's reflection. We can see the pain that we cause each other. Well, welcome, man. Welcome. You ain't taking a nickname. It's mine. It's all right.
I don't want it.
You come on now.
I don't want it.
I'm gonna need you to change your name right there.
You the most opinionated man in comics. I'm the real most opinionated man. I cover everything. You just cover comics.
I mean, no, not really, but listen, you in comics, so I mean, I got more opinions than you, man. My opinions actually make sense.
I don't know, brother. Let's get on the right topic.
You can't give me one topic. I said something that don't make no sense. All right,
I give you three. I give you three now.
All right, give me one.
You host another show. Good evening, everybody. This is Kevin Chapman for the real most opinionated man. I just want to, be able to get on here tonight and let y'all know that Javon Stokes was on the episode of Top 5 Sports Feuds.
Yeah.
And nobody on that show listed Hagler versus Hearns. I be damn.
Hagler over Hearns. Excuse me. No. What you ain't gonna do is come for my top 5 list.
Hey, brother.
Hagler versus Holmes is not a bigger feud than Red Sox Yankees. Not a bigger feud than Celtics Lakers.
Yes, it is.
Definitely not a bigger feud than Ali and Frazier.
Yes, it is.
Not a bigger feud than Brady and Manning. And definitely not a bigger feud than Duke versus North Carolina.
You know what the difference is between who you just named and Hagler versus Hearns? These two was actually trying to kill each other in the ring.
That's not still, but that ain't the feud. That's not the feud that people think of when you say feuds in boxing. That's not the first one. Ali Frazier is the first one. Ali Frazier, that's the first one. It's the biggest. It's the most well-known one too.
Most well-known versus most dangerous. It was Hagler versus.
That's not what. It wasn't what.
That's not what street killers in the middle of the ring.
The question wasn't the most dangerous. The question was the best.
Listen, man. Just because
Anyway,
Joe
go.
Frazier brought a pistol. There you go. Look to the left. There you go. Look to the left, ladies and gentlemen. First look to the left of the night.
Hey, listen, man. I'm looking right there because I look at my artwork. My artwork is right there. I draw my inspiration and my strength from my
Do
beautiful
we need a
artwork.
scoreboard, gentlemen?
Yeah, we need a scoreboard. Shoot, Kev won, the most opinionated man in comics, 0.
Nah, you might be the loudest man in comics, but you ain't the most opinionated.
You know what? I had a good punchline for that, but I'm gonna keep it mellow for this show.
Man, get out of here! Get out of here with that that Dateline mic, man. Come on now.
This is Geraldo Herrera. This is gonna be live.
Come on now.
So, what do you say about Black Panther?
Which one?
I'm just saying, man.
Which one?
Hey, man, don't get me on Black Panther. Man.
Listen,
Please,
I've
man.
already said I made a New Year's resolution to not discuss
Black Panther.
No. I can talk about Black Panther, but we not talking about recasting.
We're
not doing that.
Hey, man, I stand on my side of the fence. Everybody stand on their side of the fence, man. You know,
I don't even know your opinion on that.
I thought I told y'all.
Nah.
See, go to show you they don't listen, ladies and gentlemen.
So that goes to show you that you done lost it. You already don't get the title.
I do
know
get the title.
My opinions.
Okay.
People know.
You know what it is, man. My opinion on the whole recast T'Challa thing. I understand. Oh, here come Danny.
Oh boy.
It's like
the worst takes in comics. Danny
I think I think a lot of people when they watch Wakanda Forever, they watch it on the aspect that's like they put it like the comic book is supposed to uplift them, and it's like, man, it was true emotions behind that movie, man, that T'Challa died. Do I think he's gonna get recast? Obviously, if you know the post credit scene, it's bound to happen. But should he be recast? No. Let it go. Let it die, man. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go. Let Shuri recast Rhodey. Nah, they just need to bring. They need to bring a multiverse of madness with Terrence Howard as Bruh, do you know how much money that show?
Terrence Howard as Rhodey?
Yes.
Both of them gonna fight each other? No.
Oh my god.
No. They call me War Machine, man.
Recast Javon. Oh wow.
Oh shoot!
I already recast me on. You trying to take me off top 5? That's all right. Listen, I'll leave and I'll take my drawing with me. Can't even take the logo. Y'all can't even have it no more. I'll take it with me.
When I do my biopic, I'm casting Isaiah Washington as Javon. That's who I'm casting as Javon. Isaiah Washington.
Wait. Is that dude from Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Hell no!
Come on, man.
Do that to me,
I mean, listen, he'll be.
He dead.
No, he not.
He died?
No. He just don't work no more.
I thought he died.
Nah, man, he just don't work no more, man.
Nah, man, don't do that to me, man.
He dropped the wrong F-bomb, was off Grey's Anatomy by season 7.
Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me, man.
Yo, what I said?
Don't do that to me.
What season was he on?
What? You know you could what's the dude?
I already know who gonna play me. Little Rel. It's easy. Get out. I already know who gonna play me. Yep. Worst kept secret in comics. Little Rel, man. That's my lookalike, man. I'm telling you. Watch Get Out.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out who could play me.
Isaiah Washington. I told
you. Have you seen him lately?
Yeah.
You saw him in P Valley?
I mean,
that dude put on at least 100 pounds. 125.
Okay, do you get the dude that played the crackhead father?
Who? Get your boy off Secure.
Insecure?
Yeah.
Nah, that dude like 6'5", dude. I'm like, I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9" and a half on a good day.
Do you really need somebody short to play? Is it that?
I'm not short now. Come on now.
Nah,
I'm average.
He needs somebody that kind of favor him. So get the dude that kidnapped Mitch's brother and paid from full, the uncle. Get him.
Can I tell you something?
He played Fish and Luke
I'm gonna tell you something. Real talk. I've never seen Paid in Full.
So Jamari, man, how you been doing this last couple weeks, man? What's been going on, man?
Honestly, it never looked like something that I wanted to watch.
Javon,
I was just like, I'm not going to watch
it. We've been Facebook friends for a better part of a year. We've been comic colleagues for a better part of a year. You just made a worse take than Danny.
That's not a worse take. I didn't say anything about the movie. I just said I didn't see it.
That's a terrible take, man.
That's not a take. That's like me saying I haven't watched Star Wars, the other two. I haven't even watched the first full Star Wars all the way through.
Okay,
That's
that's
not a
it.
take.
We don't care. We don't care about that. But you ain't
Oh,
never
you
seen
don't care
Paid-
about Star Wars?
you
You
ain't
don't
never
care
seen
about
Paid in
Star
Full.
Wars? Leon Robinson.
I ain't never watched Paid in Full. So
Who's Leon Robinson?
What
mean
type
like
of show
Leon?
am I on?
Wait,
Oh,
you
yeah.
mean like Leon?
I think Danny just
Is
want
that
to
who?
see. He just want to
Danny
see
is-
Leon play you. That's all.
was
Listen,
Paid in Full
okay,
even in
again,
theaters? I'm
listen,
gonna be
I got no
straight up
problem.
honest.
If you
Yes,
want
it
to listen,
was.
hold on, time out. If you want to cast somebody as like 6'2" to play me, I'm okay. Just know that we lying to the people.
He just want
know that we
Leon.
lying.
He just want Leon to go in there like he about to quit Top 5 Lives. Like, I ain't gonna be nothing without
You know,
another
you know who I would have been cool with? I would have been cool with this dude, but from my understanding, he has some legal issues.
Who?
Columbus Short. I would have been good with him. Columbus Short.
Columbus Short.
What else?
Yeah, he was on
Yeah, you know who Columbus Short is. Stomp the Yard.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Or
was also-
or what's his name? What's his name? From the two dudes. I give you two guys.
Wasn't he in Scandal as well?
Yeah, he was in Scandal. They kicked him off Scandal.
They kicked him off Scandal. Yeah.
I give you two guys. What's the dude from Save the Last Dance?
Oh, the dude with
He
no
was in
rhythm.
Barbershop.
Yeah, the dude with no rhythm. I forget his name.
Yeah, I'll be cool with him. Or
he's
what's his
5'10".
name?
Columbus Short's 5'10".
Yeah, that works.
See,
Him
nah.
or dang, I lost him just that quick. I lost it in my head.
Javon definitely is David Ruffin of this.
He called me David Ruffin.
Yeah, I can see it.
Wow.
Sean Patrick Thomas.
Yeah,
from
Sean.
Save
Or
the
the dude
Last
who
Dance.
played in Psych, Gus.
So you
I
You
can
seen
think
Psych, but ain't never seen Paid in Full.
Well, Psych is a TV show.
I mean,
and
Paid in Full.
Full is a movie that I just haven't seen. There's a lot of movies I haven't gotten around to seeing.
Okay, I'll let that pass. Name another one.
Sean Patrick Thomas too old to play you.
Another what?
Name another movie you feel like what people gonna look at you crazy for not seeing.
What's the movie with? Wait, Paid in Full is the one with. Is that the one Beanie Siegel?
No, that's
the one
State
with Beanie
Property.
Siegel. I haven't seen State Property.
Okay, that's a hood movie. Now, not a lot of people seen State Property.
He said
Paid
looked
in
like the
Full,
dude
is it?
who played David Ruffin. Wow, Danny's just insulting the hell out of me today.
Nah,
I'm gonna figure out who's gonna play Danny.
Dina Hall wasn't Paid in Full, I guess. So that's something. I guess.
Nah, Malik
Piper.
Yoba could play Danny.
And Cameron. Ooh, man, please stop.
Or the dude-
I don't know. Danny a little too light skinned.
Or the dude that played Jill Scott's husband in Why Did I Get Married? He could play Danny. See, Jamari.
No.
Yeah. No, not her new husband. The first one.
That's gonna play Danny.
Play Danny. The first one that said she's like a cow that jumped over the moon.
Oh man.
Kev on stage. You know what? Kev on stage.
Not Michael Jai White.
No. Kev on stage.
Nah, it wasn't Michael Jai White.
No, you talking about the other dude. The dude that was in the guy that said, yeah.
Richard T. Jones. That's Danny.
Kev on stage can play Danny. I can see that.
Or Wood Harris. Nah, Wood Harris could play Javon. Nah, I can see Wood Harris.
Okay,
Javon.
I can see that. He just still too tall though.
He's 6'1".
I'm 5'9 and a half, 5'10.
Oh, okay, good. I could take you.
Think you could. What's the song? Many Men.
Hey, that could be your name. What's the theme song after Tony realized he was getting attacked in Scarface? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who I'm playing? Ben.
I'm trying to think. Jamari. Who
played Jamari?
Nobody plays me.
Nah, bro. Nah, you know who played Jamari? The black dude who played the second chief or captain in NCIS. I forget his name. He was in like the Soul Food television show.
NCIS?
Yeah, I'm
watching no NCIS. Do I look like an 80-year-old? Don't look like an 80-year-old.
Man, you live in Connecticut, man.
80-year-old white woman.
You live in Connecticut,
I live
man.
nowhere near Connecticut. Don't do me like that.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Nobody watch NCIS. No black people watch NCIS.
Hey, watch your mouth, man.
Let me rephrase it. No black people under the age of 55 watch NCIS. All right?
Oh my goodness, what's that dude's name?
Saying.
And he was in the Ladies Man too. He was like eating the pickle feet and stuff like that. Hold on.
Ooh, what the hell? You just threw me at all kinds of craziness.
Him. That's good play Javon right there.
That can play
Jamari.
me?
No, play Jamari. That's who played Jamari right there.
Who the hell?
Oh,
is
and
that?
I know who that is. He was in the game.
Yeah, see?
No, that's from Rock. That's the
Yeah,
brother from Rock.
yeah, right.
Wait a minute, time out.
That man like 68
Time out.
years old.
No. Run this back. Run it back.
Wow.
Your first distinction to explain to us who this man is to use NCIS instead of one of the blackest shows of all time.
Man, listen.
Sir,
Let me tell you something. Hold on.
Don't you dare complain to me about paid in full again.
No.
Said NCIS.
Hold
I'm
on.
insulted that you want me to be played by somebody who qualifies for senior citizen discounts. I'm a little upset.
I mean, you got people playing different ages all the time.
They just told me I could be Leon. Leon like 15 years older than me.
Okay, first of all, let's get back to me not knowing Rock. First of all, when it was the blackest show on TV, the blackest show I was watching at the time was Fresh Prince and Family Matters. Thank you very much. Secondly,
if you wasn't watching Rock and Living Single and Martin when they was all on at their height and living living color,
Martin is overrated. Oh, what?
Take it.
Here's a question. No, dude, you can't do that. See, here I'm about to ask a question.
He pulled the Kyron.
I just Kyron you, man. I just Kyron you, man.
Which is a better show?
More black people watch Grey's Anatomy than NCIS. I'll die on that hill.
It's probably right. Martin is overrated. The connection alone, unfortunately.
It is.
Your whole black card is
here's a better.
Which you got a problem with me and paid in full.
Martin or Jamie Foxx, as far as what?
Martin or Jamie Foxx, which was the better show?
Martin.
So how?
But Jamie, we all know Jamie Foxx was a class act of a kind of like a campy show. But you asked me, Martin is overrated, man. He is.
Why is it overrated though?
I think me personally, Fresh Prince is way better.
Who said that? Jamie must have said. I mean, Danny must have said that. Wait, you said Fresh Prince was better?
That's Morgan. I could tell about how he misplacing
I'd
rather
watch Fresh Prince than Martin. Yeah. I would rather watch Fresh Prince than Martin.
Fresh Prince.
Is it really Morgan? Is that you, Morgan?
That's Morgan. I could tell how he misplaces some of these capitalized letters. That's Morgan. When he put Martin is overrated. He had a capital IS. Random overrated though. It is a top 10 black show. It is.
It's not overrated. How is it? Okay, time out. If it's a top 10 black show, then how is it overrated?
Because I think people, when people always bring
nobody thinks it's better than the Cosby Show.
Hold on, and I never said that. But when people always bring up Martin, they bring up Martin like people bring up Andre 3000 in rap. When you talking about your best rappers and somebody dropped a name like Andre 3000, what do you go? You go,
Andre 3000. Hold on. Andre 3000, is he not a top 10 rapper? Possible top 10 rapper?
Yes, but his career is also blown up by his features. But we're not talking about what he dropped as a solo album. If that man drops a solo album, because that's always the argument. Nobody remembers his lines or nobody remembers his lyrics. That is Andre. I'm not saying the three black people in this podcast right now, but there is a wave of people who don't remember Andre 3000 lyrics. They don't. I remember my favorite joint is on Royal Flush.
I'm gonna be real. He has the majority of the most memorable lines in Outkast.
Absolutely. But how many people is putting Outkast on a pedestal of a conversation?
I have no idea. Everybody puts him on the pedestal, dude. He's literally considered one of the best rappers of all time.
So do you put him in your top five?
It's got to be kind of
my top five. I think I did put him in my top five.
He doesn't have a solo album officially, and he's still considered one of the best.
He dropped. I mean, that was a solo album. That was a solo album.
Love Below.
Yeah,
it was.
Love Below was
but
I mean, it was
a solo album.
But it's just as much as a solo album as Raekwon and Ghostface anytime they do an album.
No, that's different.
How
way different?
How Sway?
Because hold on, time out. Because Andre was actually alone on the majority of his raps. Them Wu-Tang albums, all the Wu-Tang albums are just Wu-Tang albums. Because they all had features. Like 9 times out of 10. He had a feature. All them Raekwon albums, 9 times out of 10. They would have the feature on every other track.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Love Below was a solo album, but it wasn't a rap album. That's Morgan. Because
it's definitely Morgan.
That's Morgan.
It's Morgan.
That's Morgan. To get back to my original argument about the Andre 3000, what I'm saying is when people talk about top 10 rappers, 9 times out of 10, especially in today's generation, when you mention Andre 3000, they're gonna say, of course, as if it was forgotten. I'm not saying this about Martin, but if you compare it to the other black shows at the time, you mean to tell me Martin was better than Living Single?
No, I didn't say it was though. You said it was
we're not
No.
like,
The argument was you said it was overrated.
Martin is overrated. I don't find Martin.
But if you calling it a top 10 show, oh, by the way, I did have Andre 3000 in my top 5 rappers. I had Big at 1, Hove at 2. Nah, you darn right. I come with receipts. Nas at 3, Tupac at 4, and Andre at 5. So yes, Andre is.
I think I voted for Morgan List that day. That was a disgusting list.
We all make mistakes in life, so that's just your mistake.
Martin is overrated because I feel like Martin is not that funny to me. He not.
I mean, again, people make mistakes in life. We
all make
bad choices.
He don't crack my top 5, top 10 comedians.
Martin don't crack your top 5?
No.
Top 5 black comedians or top 5 comedians?
Top 5 comedians.
Did I put him in my top 5?
Definitely don't. I don't
know if I put him in my top 5.
Top 5 comedians?
Comedians, no. I don't think I put him in my top 10, maybe.
I think he
give me his best. Give me your favorite bit he does from stand up. I only got one that I kind of think is okay.
I mean,
chilling like a mug. Chilling like a mug. Come on, that was hilarious.
To me was it's daddy bit talking about his son. Son in the crib.
Who, Martin?
Martin is not a top 5.
That's the only thing I've.
Dude, yeah, okay.
What's good, Kev? What's good, Morgan? We see you was on the fourth wall page up there.
I know he got his burner accounts.
Right. No, I can't Kevin Durant. But no, top 5 comedians writing like in my forever list right now is gonna be Richard, Dave, Eddie, Burr, O'Neal, Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, even Patrice O'Neal?
Patrice O'Neal.
Did you say Chris Rock?
I'm not going to be mad at it, but
you didn't put Kevin Hart in your top 5?
Chris Rock and Kevin Hart are 6 and 7.
Oh, Patrice O'Neal.
Patrice O'Neal.
Bruh. I'd rather hear Patrice O'Neal than Kevin Hart.
I had Dave 1, Chris 2, Kevin 3, Jamie 4, and I think I had Steve Harvey 5.
Still as your all comedians overall or black?
No, I think we did. I don't know if we did the last 30 years or we separated.
We usually put the last 30 years on those.
Yeah, that might have been the last 30 year episode.
30
because there's no way I did a top 5 list of comedians without like Richard Pryor.
Okay, because
it must have been like 20, 30 years or something.
Okay, in 20, 30 years, then of course I'll take Eddie off of there and maybe replace him with past 30.
You could do Bernie. Get away with Bernie.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, but the reason I say Steve is because Steve has been funny consistently for a long period of time and has been successful at the same time.
Marlon's recent stuff was funnier than Chris Rock's recent stuff. I'll give him that, but I'm not.
Yeah, like
Marlon's stand-up was funnier than
his recent.
Again, I got nothing against Marlon Wayans.
No, I think what it was with Chris Rock. Chris Rock tried to Dave Chappelle his last special, and it just, he took the high dive, but he didn't stick the landing. Because when
honestly, but Chris Rock hasn't been just personally. I found it like funny.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Like
Chris Rock,
but
has
like
3.
He had like three stand-ups that were just classic, hilarious.
Right.
But like the one before this, I thought was funnier than the one.
Tambourine was okay.
Was it Tambourine? The one he was talking about how like marriage isn't hard. I think that's the one that was in it. But like you got to give props to Kevin Hart. Like if we're just talking recent people, Kevin Hart has been funny. He has been consistent. He has been successful. Like, I
just don't find him that funny.
I mean, we all got.
I think Kevin Hart stand up is kind of like, to me, like his first 3 is legendary. Laughing My Plane, I'm a Grown Man, and I want to say it's what now so bad, but I know.
No, what's the one where he was like, "Help me"?
Yeah.
That one was hilarious.
Yeah, so like those first three to me, like me personally, his run right before I want to say was it not immature? I forget what the last one was called, but it just he was on a hot run, but it's like now I just feel like he kind of going over
that's
the
Danny.
same material. Yeah,
That's Danny doing the fourth wall.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks. Yeah, that sounds like a church quote.
I keep trying to tell. He keep trying to force that title on me for his.
First of all, we're gonna talk about who was first with it. It was me with the different Stokes because I thought it was hilarious.
You guys are both corny. If you guys haven't noticed, if you're watching the show, you haven't noticed, it's a little different. Because Kevin Chapman has been on here before. We done heard his journey.
Of course. Y'all need to hear about how a black man came.
But no, seriously. Whatever. We talked to you about it.
They don't want to hear the story about how
we've already talked to you about it, folks. You can go back and watch it after. But I can tell us about Afro Avenger and your next issue coming up.
Oh, thank you. I might as well take that. How you doing? This is the Three Black Dudes with Three Glasses podcast, and I'm your host, Kevin Chapman.
Specs.
Your three
you
specs.
Are not the host. If you were the host, you'd be able to do this. Oh, look at that.
Wow. He put himself on the big window, just how he finally added Jamari to the promo this season.
Again, if Jamari could have drawn, I would have been like, draw your face. It was not. If it was a regular photo, I would have just plopped them up there. But it was a drawing.
See, you come working for Javon, boy. You be working the mail boy hours, boy, with low pay. 10 cents a delivery.
Javon get low pay. All right.
Listen.
Javon be at Comic Cons for 8 hours standing up and don't make a dime.
Listen, bro.
For himself.
It's the best feeling in the world.
Sure.
It's the best feeling in the world.
I mean, the feeling of selling stuff is great. The leg pain and back pain is not.
That's your problem. You be standing up too much. You got to sit there.
Dude, I don't sit.
You don't sit?
No.
See, that's where it is right there, man. You got to show off your skill, man.
No, I can't. You draw though when you're at cons. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I draw.
So I don't do that.
Oh, so you just up there just chest out?
Yeah, he's a salesman. Yeah. He's salesman the whole time.
I'm a salesman, dude. Because when I stand, my mentality is if I'm standing up, when you walk by, you at eye level. So you gotta look me in the eye. But if I sit, you can look over me and keep walking.
That's true.
So that's why I don't do it. That's why I'm not. And then if my head is down drawing, then people who are walking by, who normally I would make eye contact with, I don't make eye contact with them. So that was like that's a sale that I missed out on.
Okay.
So that's why, like, literally, people who sit next to me, who at the booth next to me or across from me, they'll be like, "Dude, you haven't sat yet." I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm watching." So like when people come by, I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" They'll be like, "Hey," and I watch and I wait for the neck crane. You know what I'm talking about when they're like,
yeah.
And if I get them when the neck crane, then I'm like, "Come on, man, don't go." So that's the sale I wouldn't have got if I was just sitting down. You know what I'm saying? That's how I work. Now I know a lot of people don't work like that, but
so you saying you like the Sprint kiosk dude in the mall, right? You see somebody walking by, excuse me, brother, you want to change your phone plan? That's you.
You darn right. You darn right.
I do.
I'm not as like belligerent about it, but if you walk by me and you make eye contact with me, I'm gonna say hi, and then I might ask you, "Yo, you read comics?" And if you say yes, then I'm gonna start a conversation.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, need to come to a con and just sit next to me, man.
I can't wait to go to a con with Javon at because I'm gonna walk by that table. And he better not ask me that question. You read comics? Yeah. Do you have any Black Panther over here?
I'm gonna be like, nope, but I got Heat is just as good.
Yeah. That's a Human Torch, right? Yeah, got it. Wow. Start doing that. I'm start doing Javon, how people be coming over, don't know nothing about comics. Oh, this is a Black superhero. You guys got superpowers? Great. That's gravy.
Did you draw this?
Amazing.
I'm sorry, I'm just messing. I love all y'all who came by my table.
I didn't think you guys would make it out by drawing like this. This is hilarious, honey. They don't play basketball. They draw. They don't play sports. They
I
draw
do.
too.
I know you get it. I always get the. Did
Listen,
you draw this?
I get the. Did you draw this? I think my favorite one, and this was sticking to me today. I was doing a show in Rochester, and this lady walked past my table, and she said, "Huh? So you know what afros look like?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "That's neat. It's real neat. My dad had an afro," and I'm just like, "Okay." And just she just okay. Good luck to you for the rest of the day. Good luck to me. Like, bro, excuse me. Like, what just happened, bro?
I told every. I don't know if I told everybody on this show, but I told Jamari. I was like, I had a show where a dude lectured me on racism.
Oh my god,
a white guy lectured me on racism and what we shouldn't be mad about and what we should be mad about.
Are you serious?
This was a 20-minute long conversation.
Are you serious?
And I couldn't get out of it. I was trying to wait. So he was talking and I was like, oh, okay. And he was saying things and the blackness in me started to take offense. But then he dropped like the fact that he had something. It was either like not ADD, it was
Tourette's.
No, not Tourette's. It was something.
Was he on the
But
spectrum?
Yes, he was like, yeah, I'm on the spectrum. And then I was just like, so it literally like the anger, the black man, angry black man in me kind of just sat down and just said, I gotta just.
Did you make a sale on that?
No.
Listen, there's nothing worse than that's bad, but there's nothing worse than a lecture from another black man basically telling you like, you know, what your book is about. Like, yeah, my brother, I like to see this, man. This is positive, man. See, we don't need to see none of this on the street. This is what you need to be doing here, brother, to get your message out there because, you know, us black folks, we don't all use guns and we should be superheroes too. And I'm like, okay, brother, so what's this book about? And I tell him, like, you know, Afro Avengers about a young man suing neighborhood in the yeah, the neighborhood, we need to stand up and do this. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. How much is your books? They $5. I'll be right back. Of course, he never came back.
No, so I get that, but what I would get is, this is great, this is amazing, this is good luck to you, brother. They just walk off. And you just walk off, and I be standing there like, yo, I was talking to you for like 15 minutes. Like I ignored like 5 people. I was talking to you for like 15 minutes. You know?
That is the worst.
I had somebody who young guy.
Mm-hmm.
He saw my book,
right?
And he was like, you know what you should do is, he started to tell me what I should do in the book, and I was like, but you got to read the book because you don't know, it could be in there,
right?
And he's like, he kept telling me, and I'm like, well, you know, if you read the book, he's like, well, you know, I'm just trying to give you some advice, some critiques. And I'm like, okay, but you should read the book because it might be in there. And he goes, okay. And he bought the book and he walked away. And I was just like, what just happened? Did he just like did he try to critique my book without actually reading it? It was, but you know what though? I love everybody who comes to the table because they all give me some type of story one way or another.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've had sales that I never thought would have happened.
Man, listen, table talks are some of the best parts of being at a con, because they either got the funny story or they got the best buys, man. It is like hilarious, man. Like the amount of people, no matter race, color, or creed, that you'll come across, you know, sitting behind the table. They want people to take their stuff because that's not going to do it themselves. I listen and kindly tell them to take a nap.
You lost a sale, bro. You gonna insult somebody, Morgan?
Man, this is Morgan, man. I can see Morgan.
We gotta talk, dude. You supposed to take it.
Hey, man, you want to buy lumberjacks? Nah, I'm cool. Get away from my table, chum. That'd be Morgan.
Man, kiss my ass. Walk
off, man. Get away from me.
Move. We make it rude.
So what are you saying? Who should be the angriest man in comics?
Dude, I cannot wait to Heroes Con because I want to see Morgan sell. Like I want to see Morgan sell because Morgan don't understand. Like I'm different. Like I will put up with a lot,
right,
at cons that I wouldn't put up personally.
wasting time.
So like, but because I never know. Like a dude, I've had people come up to me, and their whole demeanor looks like they ain't buying nothing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm just, I'm selling, I'm doing but they look like I want this dude to stop talking.
Right.
And then I get to the end, and they'll just be like, I'm gonna just take everything. And I'd be like, all right, cool. And so that's why, like, I have to treat everybody, you know what I'm saying? And even and I've even had people who do the whole thing we were just talking about. Oh, black man, this is great. I'll see you later. Go by. Like, I've had dudes like do that to me, and then come back at the end and be like, yeah, let me get this and this and this. Or
I had somebody kind of similar to that. Like, I guess he run with these crew in my city. They do this thing called like Wakanda Alliance or whatever. They kind of like, like a group that they're like a group that they help with like kids and stuff like that. Like real positive stuff. And like he hit me one of those like, you know what, man, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bless you, man. And it was like, and it was like a Sunday too. So it was like the last day of the con. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't think this man coming back. So, long story short, we get to it, and then he come back. It's like 6 dudes with him. I'm like, okay. He was like, yeah, man, we're gonna help you out, man. Let me get the whole table. You want like everything I got right here, like on the table, or you like want the whole inventory? He said, man, let me get the whole table.
He bought the whole table.
Sketches too, right? I said,
what?
The whole table. And he said, you doing sketches too, right? I said, yeah. Can we get like 7 sketches? I'm like, you know it ends at 5, man. It's like 4:15. I'm just like, he said, yeah, man, don't worry, we'll double it, man. What you charging? 20? All right, we'll pay you all 50. All right, what you need? Spider-Man, you say? What's that?
Okay. What you want? What you want? SpongeBob SquarePants? I got you.
Oh, you want some house party sneakers drawn? Okay, cool. I got you. Like, yeah, bro.
Dude, if that dude, I would be like, I'd be in his ear all the time, no matter what.
Real dog.
He would be a fan for life. I've never had somebody come and buy my whole table.
Man, bought the whole table off me, man. I was just like, okay, cool, thank you. It was like one of the best days I ever had. I need his name and number immediately. I need to come do shows in Buffalo. That's what y'all need to do.
Man, you know how long
he sell drugs.
He sell drugs. That's all right. He can move. He can move. Listen, you give a copy of Heat where every hit. You just pass that along like it's a Happy Meal gift. Like,
listen, bro.
I have all the crackheads in the
when
neighborhood.
I was a manager at GameStop, some of my best customers were.
I'm playing y'all. No, don't do drugs.
Nah, he ain't paying.
Not gonna say who.
Not playing.
What were you saying, Jamar? I'm stupid.
I said some of my best customers when I was at GameStop were drug dealers, but they come in and buy the hell out of everything.
Yeah, y'all got that PS5, man. Yeah, go ahead, throw that in the bag, man. Yeah, do that. I've seen that.
Now, do you know what section, what race, creed, color are your best sales? Your first, second, third best sales?
You know what? For me, from what I've seen, you got. All right, y'all. I know Danny asked me a question on Saturday about getting canceled. This might do it, but it's kind of equal. But it's a little bit more white people that buy my books than blacks, which is crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy because like I still love it. Please give me your Afro dollars. I need to eat tomorrow. It's like black people just gonna support no matter what. You got people that's actually fan of comics, and you just got people that just like, rolling with their friends or with their kids. And they just want to show support. Those are always great, but it's always like oh my God, this is very nice. Like I get more of those than anything else, man. It's like, and it's nuts. It's like, I did like black shows. Like I did a show in ATL. They don't do it no more. Cause like the indie con or something like that. And just like it was mostly white people that was like buying my stuff, and like the black dudes was like that's the like the long speech with the winded black dude, like that's where he was at. He was in ATL, and I was just like that was crazy. That's always been crazy to me. But black people, please.
I would say black women are my biggest supporters.
True.
Black women. If a black woman, I would say 8 out of 10 times, if a black woman sees me at a show, they gonna buy something. White women love my stuff. That sounds terrible, but they love my comics. They love my comics.
So bad, man.
I know that sounded terrible. I just went it went R-rated real quick.
Yeah. White women, they love my stuff.
They do though. Like it don't matter what show I do. They just, and I appreciate that. Hell out of here. They be like, man, this is great.
Right.
You know what it is? I realize it's weird because there's always the stigma about Karen and how white women are just as racist as
right.
But there are also really allied white women out there,
of course,
who be down, who at least look like they down for the cause, and they buy the hell out of my stuff. Now I'm gonna tell you who's catching up in the standings. I can't believe your misogyny. How is that misogyny?
Javon.
Do you know what misogyny means?
What the hell?
Listen,
Orenthal.
I have no problem saying my middle name is Otha, sir. That's my daddy's name. All right.
What's your middle name?
Otha. Otha. That's my daddy's name. That's my daddy and my grandfather's name.
Okay, Otha. All right now.
Hey, don't. That's and that's my son's middle name.
I said it was okay. This man called you Orenthal. I was about to say
Morgan in the same post he talking about misogyny. I don't think Morgan knows what misogyny means. Clearly,
Morgan. Yes, I do.
OBGYN. Listen, come on now. Your name is Morgan. I'm just gonna keep it real. Your name is Morgan.
You're gonna bring a Walking Dead joke. Yeah, and I'll lead a zombie apocalypse squad. Like you're gonna bring something up like that. My name Morgan. It's biblical, I guess. Morgan between Deuteronomy and Genesis.
Yeah. Oh my God. But Hispanics, Hispanics have been supporting the hell out of me as of late, especially with Strong. I mean, my name could be Otis. Don't mean my uncle's name is Otis.
That's our uncle. So
what you want, son? Otis is that's a strong black name. You know how many old black men named Otis?
Listen, the black man that's named Otis.
You know how many young white girls named Morgan?
Didn't go to school for nothing, but can do everything at your house.
You darn right. Your plumber is probably named Otis.
Otis. To you. Listen, that is the most overlooked thing in the Temptations history. Otis Williams has one bar in the entire catalog of Temptations and got the nerve to be telling people what to do.
Hey man, that was the leader. Yo, that dude ran the Temptations like Suge Knight. He was kicking everybody out. He was like, "Oh, you late for practice? We got your replacement right there.
Your replacement right here."
That dude had a replacement on deck all the time. To me, Otis was the man. They were all afraid of Otis. Just keep it real. They was all afraid of Otis.
Man, listen, I can't be afraid of nobody that there's one bar is going Temptations.
Hey, Blue stood by Otis's side. The whole Blue was like, "I'm not getting kicked out." Blue said, "Y'all on your own." He was like,
"Yo,
they kicked out old boy because he liked to drink. He's a drunk, so they was like, you got to go." His boy just wanted to stick up for him, and he was like, "You got to go.
You got to go."
David, you think you can sing all the solos? You got to go. Listen. He was replacing them bad boys like Beyonce was replacing people in Destiny's Child. It was no joke.
I think I was
that was like dad getting rid of everybody.
Right. I think I was
you're right, Jamari. I take it back.
I think I was making this argument with somebody the other day that I felt like New Edition is the better group because who suffered more when they star player left? When Bobby left New Edition and David Ruffin left the Temptations, who suffered more? The Temptations. New Edition.
No, what you talking about?
Dog. So
what's the name? Not Ruffin. What's the dude that replaced
Dennis Edwards?
Dennis Edwards. They won a Grammy with Dennis.
Dog. But what I'm saying is, with the Temptations, people always bring up the Classic Five as the best Temptations, the best rotation of Temptations.
Hey, hold on. That dude had a classic video. Used to come on now. I ain't gonna there will be no slander on here.
Yes, we gonna slander, man. Because ain't nobody better than
David. Is the better group because as a whole, they was like all successful.
Exactly.
Like they're definitely the better group, but Temptation didn't suffer. They didn't start going
So
downward.
what was the album after Bobby left? That was the one with Can You Stand the Rain on it, right?
That was any Heartbreak.
Any Heartbreak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Bobby.
Can
Bobby
I be
Brown.
real? Listen, I
Here
love
we go.
Bobby Brown, but you could make the argument that New Edition got better when Johnny came on. Like they got a lot of classics with Johnny.
That's a
That ain't
hardcore
nothing to do with
statement.
Bobby.
That's a hardcore statement, but you can also say Bobby flew more better without them too.
No, absolutely. He was the well. Bobby had my prerogative.
My prerogative. Every little.
What was the second album?
Don't Be Cruel. Oh, second album or second?
The album was Don't Be Cruel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after that,
I forget when is the one with his back out.
That was Don't Be Cruel, wasn't it?
No, Don't Be Cruel. The one when he's standing behind the chair. Yeah, he had a couple.
Oh,
and then he had the little track from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but that was. Hold on.
That paid the bills.
Okay, so he had an album in '86 that ain't nobody know about.
Yeah, that's when he had Girlfriend on there. That was like his
okay. Bobby was the one after that. That's the one with the back out. That was what Humping Around and Getaway.
Yeah.
That did. I'm trying to see what it did.
So really,
he got a Grammy nomination for that.
Look at that.
Oh, went double platinum. So he had 2 good albums.
Listen, better than Prince.
What'd you say?
Huh?
I know you ain't say he better than Prince.
I didn't say Bobby was better than Prince.
What did you say?
I said that we need 2 platinum albums. 2 platinum albums. 2 better albums than Prince ever let out to me. What? Name album, not tracks. Album.
I just gotta let him go again. God damn, man. Just gotta let him go again. The niggerosity that's going on right here.
Hey man, Purple Rain.
Oh my God, don't make me listen, man. You breaking Kenji's record right here, man.
Purple Rain, man.
Oh, breaking Kenji's record, man. I can't imagine.
Man.
I can't believe the stuff that's coming out of your mouth tonight, man.
Hey man, listen, I tell you, I'm going for the most
opinionated. Nah, that's not most opinionated. That's just hot takes.
Diamonds and Pearls.
Listen, that's all from Purple Rain, ain't it?
Love Symbol album.
But wait a minute. Are you naming albums or are you naming songs?
Albums.
That's an album. That's an album, dude.
An album.
Man, Purple Rain is
Diamond and Pearls is the album, dude. He literally did the whole album for Batman.
The Love Symbol album, the one with please. That
dude, just all right. I'm gonna help you out here.
You ain't gonna help me. We're
gonna edit this out in the replay. We're gonna edit it out because I don't want people thinking that something's wrong. That you might have trouble at home, man. Right?
Ain't nothing wrong, brother.
Trouble at home. And we just gonna make sure. I just show us here where Prince touched you that made you say such a dumb take.
Nah, ain't no dumb take.
Just tell me when to stop.
How?
Listen, ain't no dumb
take. Tell me when
to
stop. Tell me when to stop.
Ain't no dumb take.
Tell me when to stop.
Let's see.
On top of that,
this man said,
"Purple Rain was Prince's best album." That's what I said. The only one.
That's not a take though. Like that's fine, but 1999, Diamonds and Pearls, the Batman album.
You can't count the Batman album.
He did almost the whole album.
He did the whole album. It's a Prince album.
It ain't no Prince album. That's a soundtrack. That's the Batman soundtrack.
It's his album. It's not just the soundtrack.
That's like me bringing up Michael Jackson and the Free Willy song.
So Curtis Mayfield.
That's not the same thing at all. Michael Jackson didn't do the whole album,
but he did the most famous song on the album.
Yeah, but that don't mean it's the whole album though. Like
that means Curtis Mayfield didn't do the Superfly soundtrack. That's not his album.
Who, Curtis Mayfield?
Yes.
You say that's Curtis.
That's what you basically disqualified anybody who's ever done an album as a soundtrack.
Curtis
Mayfield did one of the best soundtracks ever.
The opinions of Kevin Chapman are not indicative of a Stoked podcast.
Hey, they brought me on here because they knew these opinions was gonna get the flying. That was one of the reasons they invited.
You can't be the most opinionated The weirdest opinion.
Okay, if you want, I'll give you my 3 favorite Prince albums. Y'all ready?
Nah, man, you can't.
Yes, I can. I'll give you my 3 favorite Prince albums.
You know,
Y'all ready?
I'll listen to that. Go ahead.
Purple Rain,
Okay.
Parade,
Okay.
and Controversy.
Okay, you name. I'm gonna just be real. You name 3 albums that are probably better than Bobby Brown's 2 albums. All right?
Yeah.
Bobby had what? Maybe he had I want to say a couple of tracks on it. Can you name any album cuts from them albums?
Yeah, I can.
Go ahead.
From who? From Bobby?
Dopey Crew, not singles, album cuts.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Okay, you got, you know.
No. Don't be looking. Don't be reading.
You got Parade around. I ain't reading. I'm reading.
I'm reading.
Look, this is the light. This is the only light that you see right here. You got Parading Around. You got My Girl. You got Girlfriend. You got Dirty. You got Dirty Laundry. You got Talking After Dark. I can go on and on.
I know you're reading Wikipedia.
No, I'm not.
No, you're reading Wikipedia right now.
No, I'm not, man.
Don't nobody know them songs.
Hey, man.
All people know is the hits.
Now I'm not gonna lie to you. That Don't Be Cruel album had like that had 5 bangers.
It had 5 bangers.
5 legit bangers. So I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
Listen, man. All I'm saying
5
is,
legit
man,
bangers on it.
It had 5.
All I'm saying is,
I'm just not gonna I'm not letting that Prince take slide. That's terrible.
You ain't gotta let it slide.
That's terrible.
You're not better than Michael. That's okay.
Oh, I mean, I personally prefer Michael over Prince.
You prefer Michael over Prince?
Yes. I think Prince is more talented than Michael.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But Michael had, to me, more replayable iconic songs. Like if you ask somebody, I'm gonna say it this way. If you said to somebody, name 10 Prince songs right now, and then you said name 10 Michael songs right now, they would name the 10 Michael songs faster than they name the 10 Prince songs.
Okay.
I think
I will say this: you probably will find more people who can do that than you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're unfortunately every like 100 people if I run into and ask them about Prince, there'll be that one weird person. I don't really like Prince. And I look at you like, who are you and what hurts you in life?
But again, I'm gonna say this: Prince was more black famous than Michael.
That's a fact.
He was way more black famous.
That's fact.
And I know a lot of people try to get at me, blah blah. Listen, Prince was for us. Like I know in history wise, like black people didn't always rock with him in the beginning, but throughout his career, he has been supported by the black community like harder.
Well, I think because if you want to get technical, if you take names like Jimi Hendrix and Lenny Kravitz off the list, right? Prince is like the only, to me, legitimate black rock star. Like rock star.
I was gonna say, I guess if you take them off the list, you take the other black rock star. If you take the other black,
and what I mean by that is more
Prince
just
ever cared about so much crossing over with all of that either. I don't think he
no.
He was making
Prince just made music.
Yeah.
Prince just made music.
If
now Michael though, Michael was making iconic, everlasting songs. Not that Prince didn't, but Michael's songs crossed over across everybody.
I put it like this.
Everybody like Michael.
Prince is arguably one of the greatest musicians of all time. If you're not in your top 5 or top 10, you should shoot yourself. However, a lot of the most famous Prince songs that people is gonna name come from what album though?
Yeah, but to me that doesn't matter though. Because
I'm not saying
I know what you mean, but like I don't know if it because it depends on who you're talking to. Because if you're talking to, again, if you talk to black people over a certain age, they can rattle off Prince songs.
Yeah,
but once you get to a certain age, even amongst black people, they looking at you like I could probably name like 2-3 Prince songs. Like if I ask my 18-year-old daughters right now to name a Prince song, they probably couldn't.
Yeah.
If I ask them to name a Michael Jackson song, they probably can.
Yes,
Fair
you're
point.
absolutely
But
right.
that's what I'm saying. That's the power of his songs in him.
He
Is
had
that his stuff
he
is
had a larger overall reach. His net went further than Prince's. That's not a crazy
right, but
take.
that's my point.
reality.
That's why. But I prefer I listen to Prince songs like every now and again. I listen to more Michael on the regular, and Michael is played even now on radio stations more regular than.
Can
Prince.
I ask you something though? Let me
All
ask
right.
this. No. Let me ask this.
I mean, go ahead, Scott. I am the most opinionated man in comics.
Okay,
So I
well
will
let me
give you.
let me get this opinion, most opinionated man. Do you think Michael is solely, how can I put it right? Has his stardom came from just strictly like his music that he put out, right? You feel that way? That's just like no movies, no nothing, like it was just strictly his music is what made him the superstar that he is, right?
I mean, he did what, one movie?
Right.
He did one movie,
He did,
and
like,
then he did Smooth
Ghost.
Criminal.
Well,
Yeah. So it
Ghost.
is that it was a joint in the 90s called
I
Ghost.
know what Ghost. You mean
No, not with Patrick Swayze. It was actually something called Ghost starring Michael Jackson. It was part of the History album. It came out like 97, 98.
yeah, that's one. Again, that must have been one of his vanity project kind of
Yeah.
things.
So what I'm saying, I say that to say this.
You mean as opposed to like the controversy?
Yeah, like just you feel like his music is like what's like really like shot him to this like superstar.
But you got to remember though,
controversy is never going to be separated from his
hold
style.
on, but you got to remember though, Mike was before the controversy.
Yeah, no, I'm asking this for a reason.
I mean, but controversy, you know, what is it? There's no such thing as bad press,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? Like it put him more in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
But he was already in the public eye.
Right. Okay.
So to me, I don't think it made him more famous. Like, because I mean, we're talking about a dude that did the Super Bowl and just stood there.
Right.
Dude's just fainting.
Right. And I say that, and I guess I say that to kind of like bring this roundabout, especially if we're talking about fame. Do you think Prince's music is what made him famous, or do you think, you know, a story about him on a show is what kind of brought his like worldwide fame reacher to like younger audience that's younger than us? Like, you know,
I think Prince is on the same way. His music is famous, but his persona is probably more famous than his music.
And I think that's.
I mean, they had a Prince. They had Prince in Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Cartoon.
Yeah.
Not his music, but just the persona, like who he is. Like everybody knows the persona of Prince. Because if we want to keep it a buck, all these little hip hop dudes right now, they just copying his swag right now.
Yep, you're right.
All of them are copying his swag.
I'll give you that.
All that androgynous stuff, that's Prince.
Right.
And even at the time when Prince started doing that, a lot of dudes started jocking his style.
That's true.
For a hot second, especially when Purple Rain hit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, a hot second. There was a whole period of time where most of the R&B acts, even most of the rock and roll acts.
If you look at what the acts did after Prince Purple Rain dropped, and even more so, I'll name one better. What's that group? The System. Look at that dude from the System after Thriller dropped and Purple Rain dropped. He went from like box cut, you know, Theo Huxtable looking to like Jerry curl leather jacket with multiple zippers and a heartbeat. And you know, the System, that's You and My System was one of the best songs ever. Yo, it's like at least top 100, top 50.
I do think that Michael didn't really do androgynous. He
was different. He was flamboyant. He had a uniqueness. Yes.
Yeah, he was flamboyant, but like Prince was like Prince was androgynous.
But see, it really didn't shoot to the stratosphere until Michael became like Puerto Rican Michael when, you know, doing the Bad album. You know, you had Black Michael for Thriller, then you had Puerto Rican Michael for Bad. Then, you know, when he did what's the joint called History or Scream, you know, he was Ricky Lake Michael Jackson then. So like Puerto Rican Michael was
oh wow.
Ricky.
No, wait a minute. He was lighter. He was lighter during that's not Scream. The Way You Making Me Feel.
Black
no, that's not Black or White. It's not bad. The way you
What,
make
the
me
way
feel. What
the way you
album
make
is
it
that?
is bad.
That bad? Is
That's
that bad?
bad. That's bad. He was still kind of tannish then. Don't let the stage lights fool you. He was still El Dorage tan back then. Like he didn't start getting bleachy till he started messing with Mrs. Presley.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh,
Yeah.
it was bad.
It was bad.
Why do I feel like bad? You know, I always meant Thriller. Always
Because you know what it was? Because the video for Bad came out right before Remember the Time.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where people got to kind of like
close. It was close. It was very
close.
close. So I would yep. Because he still had the same look during that Remember the Time video, even though he was getting lighter.
He was getting lighter.
He was definitely getting lighter.
His light is when he started messing with Priscilla Presley, rest in peace, and You Are Not Alone video. That's Ricky Lake Michael, right?
He
there.
was pale. He was pale. That was scary.
Pale.
That traumatized me when I saw him when they had him with his shirt off. I was like, why? Was this necessary? Y'all gave him a white beater or something.
Let me see if I can show their age real quick. I'm probably the only person that's seen this movie. Y'all want traumatizing? Y'all know how most kids are scared of Michael Myers and Candyman, especially black kids are scared of Candyman and stuff like that. You know what scared me as a child? Y'all remember that troll from Ernest Scared Stupid? Look up. I know you got your screen.
I know you're talking about. I've seen it.
Google the troll.
I've seen it.
Google the troll.
It's been a long time.
Scared Stupid. That thing is a nightmare fuel, boy.
I tell you what scared me as a kid. This is gonna date the hell out of me right now, but that's all right.
I think I know what you're about to say though.
It was from Pee Wee.
I knew it.
Big Adventure.
Large Marge, man.
Dude, I don't think I slept that night, man. The first time I saw that, I was like, actually, you know what really freaked me out? Beetlejuice.
Really?
When they started messing with their faces and putting their, I was just like, blew my mind.
I'm about to show y'all the true fear I had. Y'all remember when Judge Doom came back to life in Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh yeah.
And his eyes popped out.
Yeah.
Dog, I couldn't sleep for days. That and the joint that I couldn't sleep on. Remember when Thunder from Big Trouble in Little China after Lo Pan died? And he went with the maximum size and he started looking crazy.
There's a larger discussion here about how in the 80s and 90s there was a lot of entertainment,
a lot of traumatizing stuff on television.
That was traumatizing the hell out of us. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, so this is the funniest one for me, and I don't care. You can laugh at me. E.T. scared the shit out of me as a little kid.
Don't be ashamed. I can see that.
I can see that.
Don't be ashamed of that.
E.T. And then what made it so bad is
looked like damn alien.
E.T. creeped me out. Like, and now don't get me wrong, I was kind of fascinated by the movie, but there were certain parts like when he would rear up and go red and stuff, and his head would like his neck and stuff. That creeped me out. So lo and behold, because I would watch the movie, I watched it enough as a kid, and I guess my parents thought this was something I liked. I might have been 4. My 3rd or 4th birthday was like E.T. themed, and they bought me. They bought me a stuffed E.T.
They did not get it.
Listen,
so until we moved out of that house, in my room was a big banner, "Happy Birthday, Jamari," with E.T. on both sides. I would
you couldn't take it down,
man. I'd have took that down so quick.
I was too small. I was a kid, man.
Man, listen, you got to think about a lot of like RoboCop. Like I think about the fact that RoboCop got marketed like to kids. They had a cartoon.
Yeah.
This is the same movie that had a dude get basically disintegrated by toxic waste. And speaking of toxic waste, the freaking Toxic Avenger.
And they had toxic
cartoon.
Bruh. Swamp Thing was a cartoon. Swamp Thing was a cartoon.
Yes, Swamp Thing was Swamp Thing was a comic book, so that was understandable.
But if you look at the first Swamp Thing movie and show that to your kids, that is a horror show.
Listen, Pee-wee, like I said, Pee-wee's Big House. Like that movie was traumatizing. Gremlins. Like Gremlins,
definitely.
You know what traumatized me.
There's no reason why Gremlins is considered like a kid movie now.
Kid
like,
friendly, yeah. No, it wasn't. Not back then. You listen, when you see Gizmo back bubbling up, That ain't nothing you
Oh
show your
yeah.
kid. Back be
Oh.
bubbling.
The first Gremlins movie was no. That should have been straight horror.
Listen,
What's the movie? The Never Ending Story.
never end the story when the horse dies. Is that the first one or the second
Listen,
one?
man. I don't. I
The
just know
first one.
that that's one of the movies where I was like, I saw it one time. I was like, this is enough.
No, the backflip off of Jamari's point. You know, a movie creeped me out as a kid. It was the knockoff version of E.T. Mac and Me. With that fake y'all know nothing about Mac and Me.
No, I
what
know
Mac
it.
and Me is.
I know it. I just haven't heard it in
So
forever.
the only reason I know Mac and Me is because what's the guy who plays Ant-Man?
Paul Rudd.
I don't know.
He plays his prank on Conan where he bring a new clip for
Yes.
his movie and he bring the same
Bring-
fake wheelchair clip.
The same Mac and Me clip.
about the
I
fake
remember it.
That's why I know about
It's
that.
been a while. I mean, there's a lot.
But
There's
it's
a lot of, like, have you ever seen a movie called, what is it? Is it called Changing Channels? Or Tuned In?
with
John Ritter.
It's
That's like a
basically
family movie.
They're caught in the TV.
Right,
yeah. I forgot what it's called. Oh my
There's
God.
so many scenes in that movie. I'm like, yo, why was I able to watch this as a kid?
Bruh.
I'll give you a low-key creepy movie, Nothing But Trouble.
Yes.
Had Tupac in it.
Yeah. When he was still Digital Underground. It was Nothing But Trouble. It was Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, and Demi Moore. And
they were at like a haunted house, like a weird house, right?
Yeah. Well, they were caught in this small ass town with these weird ass laws.
Yeah,
and
right.
People was getting killed and mutilated. And
right, I remember that.
Yeah, on like a bone crush roller coaster and stuff like that.
I'm telling you, the 80s and 90s, man, they just didn't care, dude.
Listen, bro.
They did. Even the cartoons.
Remember Little Monsters, the Monster Squad? That's what I'm thinking.
Oh no, I thought you were going to talk about the one that were under the bed.
Yeah, Howie Mandel.
Under the bed. I think it's one of those two.
It's not Monster Squad.
It's called Little Monsters.
It's not called Little Monsters. Is it called Little Monsters?
It's called Little Monsters.
With
Howie Mandel and Fred Savage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Little Monsters.
Yeah, that was like Beetlejuice to me is like the quintessential. This movie isn't for kids. Movie that is considered.
But they will show it on Cartoon Network.
Try being a parent explaining their kid Indiana Jones. Like try being that parent that explains.
We'll never know what's the second one. The second Indiana Jones.
Wait, which one? The one with the melt in the face.
The second one where they pull the heart out.
Oh no, Temple of Doom. You're talking about Temple of Doom.
Yeah, Temple of Doom.
Yeah,
that's the second one. I thought
no, that was the second one.
It was the second one. I thought Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's the one.
Raiders was the first movie.
That's the one with the Nazis, right?
Yeah, I mean they all technically did
burn faces, but the one where they burn the faces.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Right.
That's Raiders.
Wow,
that's Raiders. Yeah, Temple of Doom is the second one.
I don't think I don't think I watched like Indiana Jones until I got older.
Really?
I don't know why.
I had to go back and watch Indiana Jones.
I was that kid.
I went back and watched.
I was a kid, I'm 36 now. So I was a kid like when HBO first came out, we didn't
have HBO.
Yeah, I was glued to the TV. Like that was the only thing we could afford. I never forget. I remember the first TV we got, and I remember we got HBO, and the only tape we had was Richard Pryor's live in concert. And I watched that thing until it broke. And HBO used to play this movie called Tales from the Crypt.
What, Demon Knight?
Oh, yeah, Demon Knight with Jada Pinkett.
I love Demon Knight.
Man, when that fool
walked in the door,
yeah. Hey yo,
listen. I used to watch. I watched that with my mom the first time, and that was the most awkward point in the movie. I'm just sitting there like this,
bruh.
I'm looking over at her to see if she's looking over at me. I'm just like, but me and my mom used to watch. We got It was back. Remember? I don't know if you remember this. It was back in the day, like late Saturday night. They used to play like movies and stuff like that.
Yep.
And they used to play like Tales from the Crypt. They used to play this movie with it's two brothers, and one is a cop or something. It's two Asian brothers. It's like, is it a TV show or a movie? I think it was a TV show. But it's two brothers, and one was in the crime, and the other one was not.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of it. But anyway,
I'll give you a movie that came on during that time. You're talking about. Critters used to come on during that time.
Oh yeah, Critters. No, that's way early though.
Yeah.
But my mom and I used to watch Tales from the Crypt. We used to sit and watch it, and like that was like this is before you going out with your friends. Like it was just me and my mom time. I actually cherish that time.
Oh yeah, you was in college back then, right?
No.
Wow.
Nigga. I am not that old. I am not that much older than you.
I mean,
the Tales from the Crypt movie, the part that always got me was the gargoyle story.
Tales from the Crypt or Tales
No,
from the
you're talking about Tales from the Dark Side.
Is when he
that's when the dude
married the chick and he finally exposed that he saw it and then she became a gargoyle.
Yeah, that's Tales from the Dark Side. No, Tales from the Crypt. I used to remember, man, so many of those episodes. The one where they it's like a group of guys and they screw over a woman and she gets back at them or something like that. I used to love it. But Demon Knight is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Demon Knight is the truth.
I will watch that at least once or twice a year.
Really?
I love it. I love it.
Bordello,
I've never watched Demon Knight. I know with my reputation, I've never watched Demon Knight. It's a great Billy Zane as a bad guy. Like he's amazing as a bad guy in that one, in my opinion.
They kind of give it a shot. They kind of give it like the take, especially something that came out not too many years after that. Because I know this is one of those shows I think a lot of people. I'm the only person that know about. Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight came out around the same time as Tales from the Hood, but Tales from the Hood got a little bit more press than Demon Knight. It's kind of the same thing with The Wire and The Corner. Anybody ever see The Corner? The Corner. It was
I've never even heard of it.
It was a 6 episode miniseries, and it was basically based on a true story. It was starring T.K. Carter. Oh God,
T.K. Carter. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a minute.
T.K. Carter. I forget the other chick name. Can't say the life of me. It was a good show, but it came out at the wrong time. It literally came out right when Oz ended and right when The Wire was about to be going.
I was all about Oz for the first season, and then I just fell off.
I was the same way. I was the same way with The Wire. Like
I've watched one episode of The Wire.
I've not watched though. I've only watched like random episodes of The Wire. I've never watched the whole season.
That's how I kind of am with Oz, like middle of the season. I think the last thing, the most infamous thing I know about Oz is Anabasis get stabbed, and like after that,
I don't even remember. I couldn't tell you anything about Oz. I literally deleted all that information out of my brain.
Let me stop y'all real quick because I don't know if they watching or not, or maybe not, or whatever. But I was just on another podcast, and these two, unprofessional people didn't even know, the answer to this question. Does anybody know what Psych and Monk is on here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just brought up Psych. Okay. And Monk is with Tony Shalhoub.
Okay.
I've seen episodes of Psych.
I've never watched Monk.
Never watched Monk, but I've seen episodes.
No. I know I've never watched it, but I watched like damn near every episode of Psych. From the beginning.
Yeah,
he's always from the beginning.
For some reason, he likes a lot of the USA shows. Because he does. Like he knew who Meghan Markle was before she married somebody royal.
Let me tell you, I was in love with Meghan Markle years ago. Nobody knew about Meghan Markle.
Because mid 2000 USA on to about maybe 2012, 2013. Because you're talking about it was Monk, Psych, Burn Notice.
And, what's the other one? The ones in the Hamptons, Royal Pains.
They had back-to-back hits for a good few years.
They were FX before FX.
That's true. Because you have to what kept FX alive was
Shield?
No, you're talking about the one with the surgeons.
Yeah.
Nip Tuck. Now Nip Tuck, I was on Nip Tuck for like at least 2-3 seasons. I was there for Nip Tuck from the jump.
I was like that with Sliders till Jerry O'Connell didn't come back.
I used to watch like random episodes of Sliders.
Mm-hmm. I was big on Sliders when it came out. I was on that show.
That was when was Sliders?
I would like to see another version of that show. I'd like to see that.
Didn't they try to do that?
I don't think so.
I think they probably maybe have discussed it, but probably it's never gotten past pre-production.
Anybody interested in Ryan Coogler's take on X-Files?
I'm willing to watch it.
All right.
Sure,
okay.
I mean, I support the black man. I don't know. I mean, are they doing a reboot or is this Mulder and Scully?
I don't know. I don't know if they're doing a reboot.
Because even X-Files lost me real quick, like quicker than I remember. Like I remember,
I
like, you know what?
never
I was
was big
down
on
for
the
like
first X-Files.
the first 2 seasons. I was down,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kind of trailed off. But remember, though, you got to remember, we talking about shows before there was like DVR.
That's
So
true.
if you missed a couple episodes,
You was
you
done.
probably
Didn't y'all had that argument not too long ago on Top 5 Live about the same
what?
thing? About the same thing, like how like if you missed a show back in the day, it wasn't no telling when that
Yeah,
show was
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
come.
yeah. We
Was
just
gonna come
talking
back.
about
That episode was gonna come back.
like if you missed like there like everything was appointment viewing, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you had everybody sat in front of a TV. Like
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like me and my mom, like TGIF, like we
Mhm.
was there every Friday, like
Right.
watching, as a family. Like that was a family thing.
Right.
It's not like TV really isn't a family thing anymore. Maybe like for sports events,
Yeah.
but not for like
Not for television viewing. Everyone
yeah,
had
like
because everything's esoteric now. Everything is very focused, and if it's your thing, that's what you watch. But nothing kind of hits a big perspective unless you're watching with friends, maybe like
yeah, but
people
that's
who
not
watch
what I really
certain
mean, though.
shows.
I'm not talking about what people like. I'm talking about how it's being watched.
How it's being watched.
Yeah.
Right. So, like I'm saying, like, I mean, we all didn't like everything. Like, I didn't watch Dallas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't
As a
watching
kid, I
Dallas.
didn't, but when
I did.
TNT started rerunning it, I was watching that mess.
What, the old episodes?
The old episode
Or the
that
new
I
episodes?
loved. Didn't watch it when I was a kid. Will fully admit, when I was a kid, I didn't want no
I didn't watch
parts.
Dallas.
But it came on.
But that's what I'm
TNT.
saying.
What,
Like,
what parts of what? Dallas?
Dallas.
Yeah, the
I
original
watched
Dallas.
I'm gonna tell you.
And I watched the
I'm probably
reboot.
I was probably too young for Dallas. The only thing I know about Dallas is because I think they brought it back when they did like the reboot or whatever.
Yeah,
and
they
JR,
did.
JR got shot. That's the only. That's the.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, that's
everybody.
from the
But
original.
that was,
That's
but
the
that's what
original
I'm.
series.
But that's what I'm
Gotcha.
saying. Like, remember, like Thursdays used to be like Martin
Cosby
Living
Show.
Single.
Mhm, yeah.
Well, remember though, that was like that back and forth because
Transition.
they
Yep.
because everybody, it was like you had to choose.
Yeah.
And then they put whatchamacallit from Mondays to like Thursdays. Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince. Yep.
Yeah, to try and combat that. And so
Mhm.
like, but you were like you had to, because if you didn't sit, you wouldn't know what everybody was talking about,
Mhm.
and B, you didn't know when that episode was going to come on again because
Come
you
back
ain't know
again,
when
yeah.
we didn't know when reruns was running.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But like
nobody
now,
announced when the season would end. Usually,
yeah,
It'd be like,
you just,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
That's how Steve Harvey show got canceled. Like you just went back the next Saturday thinking it was gonna
Wasn't
play.
there.
It wasn't there.
it wasn't there. But I mean, it's a different world, man. Like I be feeling like a dinosaur sometimes. Like my kids, they get to, they have the immediate like binge watching. I can't even imagine if I could binge watch. I probably would have never left the house if I could binge watch stuff back then.
And see, back then, going outside was still a great outlet, though. Now it's like
Yeah.
you got people go outside to do one or two things: work, exercise, or you know what I'm saying, like Jamon said, to a sporting event. Going outside is not I don't want to say luxury, but it's not, because you can have entertainment at your home at the drop of a dime or a snap of a finger.
No, when you were hitting that, when you were between, I'd say the ages of 12 and 12 to 17.
You could be outside. You could be outside
outside
at like 7. You could be outside at 7 years old.
Yeah,
You could be outside at 7 years old. You can't.
Yeah.
you can't do that now.
Like my mother could let me probably go out like 6 years old, just be outside.
Yeah.
And
Right.
not. I vividly remember being like 10 years old and being outside, and my mom is inside, like upstairs, like she cannot see me. And it's okay.
I used to walk
like,
around the whole neighborhood. Like we would be out in the neighborhood all day.
I used to be gone. So it's
Yes,
just,
I'd
but
be
it's
gone
just
until
different.
Wouldn't come back. I'd probably come back maybe for lunch at best, and then sometimes wouldn't even do that. Wouldn't be home until it's
I
almost
know, you
night.
come home for food.
Oh yeah, you gotta come
You
home.
gotta come home for food. Everybody, we come home.
I
for
grew
food,
up in the house. I grew up in the house because if you didn't eat when it was time to eat, you wasn't eating.
You were eating.
You was not eating.
You weren't
Yeah,
eating.
there was no. I mean, we're all of a certain age, so
Mhm.
we're the millennials, right? Are we millennials?
I don't know what we is.
I don't
now.
You
know.
two are.
I
I'm
felt-
like on the edge.
How am I a
I'm on a very
millennial? At
weird
41?
age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Millennials
you
are 41? I thought millennials were
Millennials are
like,
hitting 40 now. Yeah, yeah, man.
really? I thought there was
80
another.
'Cause I'm
80
on
to
the edge.
89.
I'm on the.
You're
I'm on the
40.
edge.
4 or 5,
44.
right? You're 44. I could have, but yeah, I don't. But even then, I don't feel like a millennial though.
But I'm not considered Gen. I'm not considered Gen X either.
But there's enough. No. I just remember. I remember reading. They're like they consider there's the group
A little in between Zennials.
Yeah, there's a group in between phase. Like we grew up in the Generation X world and the millennial world.
Exactly.
Right.
So
But
like
we millennial X.
but there was a name for it. It wasn't
It's
Z.
called Zennial.
Was it? Is that what it was called?
It's called Zennial. Yes.
Yeah, but you know, and like I try to tell my kids, like I remember telling them how I used to have a TV and it just had like buttons on the side of it, and every button was programmed to a channel. And if you had to get up and press the button, like there was no remote, like you had to get up and press that, and it was like a big TV that was
you had
furniture.
3 main channels. You had PBS. PBS. Then you had like whatever your local channels were. CBS, like there's one NBC, non-major ABC, channel, and then Fox came around and then threw everybody off. We were like, oh wait, there's a 4th channel now. So
listen, I remember coming up at a certain point. If you watching TV after a certain time, that joint just went off.
Just off. Yes.
No, I do remember. I do remember the static. I do remember static.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the real. It's time to stop watching TV when Mask came on.
Oh yeah, when you saw the helicopter propellers,
because nothing after MASH. Nothing came on after MASH.
I feel like that was my unofficial bedtime.
Yeah,
because I think that was around the time. I don't remember ever watching a full episode of MASH. I just remember that helicopter, that doo 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 doo, and I was like, all right.
I can tell you the last. I can tell you the last 3 the last 3 things that came on, and the channel used to come on like when it was too late to go to bed. It was Nickelodeon. This one, Nick at Night, was like a big thing back in the day. And the last 3 things that come on, it was George Reed's Superman, I Love Lucy, and then MASH. MASH would be the last thing to come on at Nick at Night. As soon as that joint went off, your TV went off. That was it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's funny.
The only thing I remember coming on,
there's like nothing to do after that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing I remember that came on later, if you had cable on a Saturday or Friday night, was USA Up All Night. USA Up All Night used to show a lot of trashy B movies. That introduced me to a lot of crazy B movies, like a Pack of Killer Tomatoes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, USA Up All Night. I saw Black Scorpion and Black Scorpion 2 Aftershock. I saw the pilot to the Mantis. I saw
love Mantis. Freaking love
Mantis. If I remember having this conversation with somebody, they said they watched Mantis and they was like, they said Mantis was their favorite show. And I said, yeah, I said it was my favorite too. I said I just like the pilot over the entire series. It was like, oh no, I didn't really like the pilot. I said, you don't know Mantis did for real, brother.
The pilot was definitely better. But everything, but as we're older, we learn now the pilots generally get the most money.
Oh, of course. But
I remember y'all remember the Flash show that came on?
Yeah, with the original
John Wesley Shipp.
Yeah.
This is why I get mad at people nowadays. Okay. I'm gonna tell you, this is why I get mad. I'm gonna have my mini rant. This is why I get mad at people who get pissed off about the MCU and everything now, or this superhero fatigue. And I'm like, y'all don't know struggle.
Yeah, really.
You don't know when all you had was Mantis or the Flash in his styrofoam suit, or like you didn't grow up and get legitimately excited when you saw Blank Man, because it was the closest thing you were gonna get to a black superhero. You didn't get excited. Meteor Man. Like, you didn't have this. Okay. So don't ruin this for me. All right. Because I was in the desert All right, I was thirsty in the desert, and now I'm getting nourishment in water. And I be damned if y'all gonna complain y'all way into the death of the MCU. I'll be damned. I will argue y'all to the ground.
Y'all wasn't there with rubber ear Captain America, man. Y'all wasn't there when
with his plexiglass
with his
shield.
plexiglass shield.
Man, let me
Y'all
tell
wasn't
you.
there
70s
when
reruns of the
Italian-
Spider-Man television show.
With the one grappling thing, and it was
And
silly string,
Silly string
and like
shooting.
you literally
The
saw the
old-
fear in
the
his
Lou
eyes
Ferrigno
climbing the
Hulk.
damn building.
Like that show was 30 minutes. It took him 18 to climb to the roof, to climb the whole wall, man.
Like you said, Lou Ferrigno Hulk with the Thor with the furry shoulders,
man,
or Daredevil in the all black.
Daredevil with the do rag on his face.
The do rag.
The do rag on his face.
So
don't. Dolph Lundgren naked in a sword, saying he was the Punisher.
Oh god!
with no skull on his chest.
Wait. Hasselhoff, what's it? Hasselhoff supposed to be?
Hasselhoff, Nick Fury.
Was Nick Fury?
Yeah, Hasselhoff was freaking Nick Fury. No.
Generation X.
I watched it. Oh, listen, there was a time where I watched everything because it was all we had.
I'll give you another show.
Listen, hey, if you watching this and you from my church, I want you to put earmuffs. All right, nigga. I was watching fucking Tank Girl. Okay, all right, bruh. Like Tank I'm Girl? Telling you, I was watching Tank Girl. That's how hard up I was.
You want to know how? You want to know how? Because it's easy. Like when people say dark, man, it's like, all right, you been there, But I'm gonna go deeper. I'm gonna go deeper than that. Don't nobody know about the Dark Avenger, the after church TV movie.
No, I know what that is.
About the judge who.
Yes. I know Dark Avenger. Listen to me. I'm gonna put my hands right here. Listen to me. I watched everything.
Every video.
I was thirsty for it. I was thirsty.
I thought I was the only person who knew about Dark Avenger.
I was thirsty. I was in the desert because me and Jamari have talked about this. I was a nerd back in the 80s and 90s reading comic books, and it was not the cool thing to do.
No, it was
not the cool thing.
You could not.
You
walk
were
around
a man
with a
alone
shirt on in public and not catch some hell.
And
the other night, I go watch what just came? What was something that came out recently? What did I just watch?
There were no fine women.
I'm at the movie theater. Woman sees me with my shirt on, with my Superman shirt. Is that a Superman shirt? Yeah. Oh, awesome. She was genuinely excited. I had on a Superman shirt on. That wasn't happening when I was a kid.
Dude, I be watching Stranger Things. Like, man, these guys don't know how lucky they had. They got 4 friends. There's 4 of them that were in the comic. Dude, if I found 4 people that were in the comic books at that age, I would probably be a different person.
Listen,
I was alone in the dark. So that's why I get on my high horse anytime somebody complain about the MCU. If you complain about the MCU, that means that you weren't born before 1999.
They wasn't there, man.
You weren't born, but you didn't have to suffer through Daredevil and dudes on a freaking him and Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner on a seesaw in broad damn daylight. A blind man flipping around.
The only
broad damn daylight
was Michael Duncan Clark. That's it.
Listen,
you didn't suffer through Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider. You didn't. You were. I remember watching Daredevil and talking to somebody and telling them legitimately that it was a good movie. That's how bad it was.
That's how bad it was.
Yourself into loving those things because it was all you could get at the
all
time.
We had.
All we had.
How excited were you when you watched Wolverine catch the claw onto the Statue of Liberty
and then flip around, breaking the damn laws of physics?
Dude, you listen. Let me tell you something. At my age, you couldn't tell me nothing about the Rocketeer. You couldn't tell me nothing about the Shadow. You couldn't tell me nothing about the Phantom. You couldn't tell me nothing about none of these B-roll.
You say Phantom?
I said the Phantom.
Yeah, yeah. Dick Tracy.
Oh my goodness.
They didn't have the stupidest tagline. The stupidest tagline for that movie, the Phantom. Slam Evil.
Slam Evil. That's fine with me. Hey, by the way, Phantom is actually a good movie.
Listen, bro, y'all couldn't tell me
Listen, I'm telling you, I was in the wilderness. We were all out there, and that was the only water we had to drink. And so when you complain about what movie did I see somebody complaining about? Black Widow. Black Widow. If Black Widow came out in 1999,
it'd have been Pamela A. Anderson.
No, forget it. If you just took that movie and played it in 1999, they would call it one of the greatest comic book movies of all time.
All time.
If you took Ant-Man Quantumania and played that joint in 1993,
talk about it.
It would have been the biggest movie ever.
It would have been the biggest. It would have been the biggest blockbuster.
It would have been Avatar. It would have been Avatar.
Y'all so damn spoiled. Y'all don't know how good you have it. You have no idea how good you have it. These movies are pretty darn what's the word I'm looking for? Faithful to the adaptions.
Yes.
All right. Listen, we just watched the movie. You brought up The Shadow. The Shadow had freaking telepathy and telekinesis. None of that was in the comic book. They was just making up stuff, like just willy-nilly.
They had to give him something to be better than Batman.
How about in the second Superman? He just took his shield
off,
threw it at somebody. It was like he just had a magical net made out of his uniform.
I just got in that argument with somebody again. Like, I thought that argument was dead. I got in an argument about the whole killing Zod thing.
I mean, technically, he didn't kill Zod. They didn't. The original cut shows them actually walking them out, like police officers walking them out, which is dumb because then that means that the police know where the damn Fortress of Solitude
is.
Every time I see that clip, I'm like, this is the dumbest thing. This is what we had to deal with. So if you complaining about in Doctor Strange and in the multiverse of madness, I'm gonna curse you out. I'm
gonna take my thirst. I'm gonna take my thirst a little bit further back because I'm a vigilante head. So like Death Wish, Exterminator, like all those vigilante revenge movies. I had to just feed my thirst.
I got you.
Go ahead.
Nightman.
You got me on
Johnny Domino.
I watched Nightman.
I
got you.
Go ahead.
Barbed Wire.
Dog.
Oh,
I got one better for you. I got one better.
With it. I probably seen it.
What's her name?
Oh, Mutant X.
Mutant X.
Yes.
Mutant X.
Watch the hell out of it.
Mutant X.
What's her
name?
We
want to do the X-Men so bad, we can't name it the X-Men.
Yeah, and for real, alphas.
All right, there will be no alpha slander.
No, ain't no alpha slander. Show. Alphas was a
damn it. I watched that and just pretended it was the X-Men.
Listen, if Alpha come out around the same time as Mutant X came out, it probably would have had multiple seasons. Because you could tell Mutant X ran their story dry after that first season. They had to kind of like, all right, let's do more X-Men stuff and like them next two. Alphas was a real thought out show, and it was just like, it's just bad timing, bro.
You know what? It was bad time. It was bad. It was definitely bad timing. If that show came out now, it probably would run a lot longer. Depending on the platform.
I'm about to show my thirst. This thirst gonna make me real thottish right here. You think about the same thing about the Cape? If the Cape would have came out,
I watched the Cape. I watched that show the first day. Literally, I sat down like it was at a movie premiere. Like I was like, "Bet I'm here for it, dude. I'm
gonna take it back."
That's how thirsty I was.
I'm gonna give you one. Didn't last long.
I was a whore.
This show starred, of all people, Courtney freaking Cox. Misfits of Science.
Oh, I know that.
I know that.
I know that one.
For years, I thought this was a fever dream I had as a kid.
Nope.
The show I had, like, when I found that it existed, I was like, wait a minute. This show was real because I did not believe, like, it was there and it was gone at the drop of a hat.
Y'all think I'm joking when I say how thirsty I was? That's how thirsty. I promise you, any comic related anything. I wish my mom was here today because she would be like every single thing. If Batman showed up on Scooby-Doo, I watched it.
Oh,
If Superman showed up on such and such, I was here for it.
see, we talk about that Thursday because we will be here for days.
This is why I get
Dynamite and the Blue Falcon, Mitor, the original
we
Space
just
Ghost,
talked about Danger
Galaxy
Mouse.
Trio,
We just talked about
Danger
Banana
Mouse.
Man. We just talked about Banana Man. I promise you, if it was a superhero, I watch. Now I find myself being snobbish. Like I have to check myself sometimes.
You got to.
I realized when I was getting snobbish. You want to know when I realized I was getting snobbish?
When
I didn't go see Catwoman. That's when I know stuff done changed. Because if Catwoman had with Halle Berry, I have not seen it.
You're not missing anything.
I know
I worked in a movie theater, and I watched because for one thing, they purposely made that thing terrible to try to ruin her. Like
but my point being,
on wax that
I wasn't thirsty no more. That's when I knew I was like, something's changed. Is when I purposely did not go see. Now there are movies now that I still haven't seen the sequel to Avatar.
I mean, I haven't seen Avatar. I seen the first one, and then that was as much as I needed to see, and I knew I wasn't going to see the second one.
I mean, I heard it's good. I mean, Morgan, everything that just came out is great. He probably thinks it's the greatest movie of all time.
Avatar ain't nothing but Last of the Mohicans with aliens. That's
much.
A show that people hated like when it was on, and this is a fairly recent show, but had it come out when we were kids, we would have worshipped it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would have been the greatest thing if it came out in the 90s.
I'm probably gonna be your only. Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still had a little camp that even didn't really play well in the 90s. Because even some of the campiest shows kind of got overlooked or like looked bad in the 90s. Yo.
You know what the problem with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just got it got marketed wrong.
Yeah.
When it first initially came out.
When it first came out, people thought that, Chris Evans was going to show up all the time and Thor was going to show up. I think if they hadn't marketed it that way, people might have given it a second chance because it wasn't great the first half of the season, but once they did that Winter Soldier Hydra joint, it took off and old boy became a bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Because even when the Ghost Rider season started, I was like, okay, like they got a little better with this.
Oh no, they were pretty consistent up until when they started doing time travel.
Yeah.
And even the time travel, the first time they did the time travel was okay. When they started traveling through time, I was like, you lost me. I tried. I hung in. I gave
it the last season. That was the last.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on to any of the fans of the Stoked podcast right now. I'm about to throw a curveball at you, Javon, and see if he really was that thirsty for the superhero movies or knowledge and stuff like that. Javon, you ever see the superhero movie called El Chicano?
I did.
Okay.
That's the one with the dude.
You got me.
Is a Hispanic dude that becomes like a vigilante, right? I told you, man.
Okay, Javon, I'm sorry.
Listen, man. Y'all don't know, man. I was struggling back then, dude. That's not even like back then. That was because I just watched that maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a few years ago. It was a couple years ago.
No, I saw it and I was like, really? I've never heard of this before. It was like on demand.
Yeah.
And it was like I watched it. It was a late night. I think my wife was asleep.
If that show would have came on in the 90s, it definitely would have came on at Showtime at like 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't nobody know what it was. Like, what's this? That's what.
After you get to pick one show from back in the day. 80s, 90s. You pick one show you can bring back. No, money's no object. It gets a fresh coat of paint reboot. You get to recast everybody. What Mantis?
I do. Mantis deserved better.
I'm not mad at that.
Javon took mine.
Mantis deserved it. Mantis. Carl Lumley was amazing. The concept was great.
Was great.
It was iconic design. It
I-
it deserved that. He was really the first black Batman.
Yeah.
And I know Black Panther existed, before, but they never really
I
played.
mean,
They didn't really play up like Black Panther like that. But he was the first black Batman.
Yeah.
But if you tell me I could listen, I'm still trying to find out if I can get the rights to do a comic book. Like
it's hard. It's hard to find.
Out.
It's hard to find them joints because trust me, Javon, I've been doing the same thing. So
I would kill to do a Mantis show, man.
I'm gonna go with sliders. I want to bring sliders.
You could do sliders today because I mean if they doing Magnum, if they doing Magnum PI and what's the Quantum Leap now? You could do sliders today.
So
you could do sliders and get a fan base. But if I had to choose a TV show that I love, no cartoon, I'm gonna make it harder for me. No cartoon.
No cartoon.
Oh, if I do cartoons, I have one in mind. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go Green Hornet. I'm gonna go Green Hornet, man. And like just do
They've been
it.
trying, man.
I
know they got comics out, but
it's the Green Hornet's main issue in the
Space
60s.
Above and Beyond.
Space Above and Beyond. I know what show. Me and him, me and Grady, we were big fans of that. We love.
Is that Grady? Is that Grady? Hey, what up, man?
Grady. Space Above and Beyond. That was like the closest thing. Like the only comparison right now is The Expanse.
Wow, you got
like
I ain't never heard
of that. Essentially, it was military, but in space. Like literally, like it was literally the Marines in space.
That you know what? For some reason, I feel like the way you pitched that, it was like the same way they pitched like NCIS. Like, yeah, listen, it's Law and Order, but they're in the Navy.
Law and Order, but it happened. It was literally like military. It was military drama in space, and they're aliens. So it was. They kind of approached it with a more realistic thing. The aliens, they was fighting us, but they weren't. Like it wasn't like massive galactic battles. It was like Vietnam almost.
So I do have a question for Mr. Chapman.
Okay, go ahead.
We were talking about who we would cast for ourselves. Mm-hmm. Who you casting for the Afro Avenger movie, sir?
Oh, I do not know his name, so I'm gonna just describe him to you, and I'm not even gonna Google it. The lead star in the first Purge, the black gangbanger dude.
Oh, I know who that. Yeah. I don't know his name.
I don't know his name, but I would cast him like obviously, back in the heyday where he was getting cast as everything. It was Chadwick at one point, but I would cast him.
I never looked at Chadwick as mine. Wow, but I get it.
I mean, you just talk about time where he could do
Edwin Hodge, I think is his name.
No, that's not him. That's not him. I know
Edwin is. No, that's Aldous Hodge.
No, his brother was is Edwin in the Purge movies. The dude that played the stranger in the first one, the black dude, that was his brother.
Bloody Stranger.
Yeah, that's him. That's his brother?
Yeah, that's his brother.
Wow, they do look exactly alike.
The dude I'm talking about, his name is, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Yolan Noel.
No, wait a minute. You talking about the first Purge movie, right?
The original Purge movie. Or are you talking about the little first
dude?
Purge?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. From Insecure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I get him.
Because you said, so when you said the first Purge,
original
Purge movie.
No.
The first Purge. You're talking about the first Purge, like the literal movie.
The movie.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
I would get him to play Afro Avenger, man. Then you said you wanted Billy D. Williams as Heat or something like that?
I mean, in your dreams. But who I picked was there's a couple of things he's been in. There's two guys. Mm-hmm. But I would say either the dude that was in Superfly. You remember the remake?
Trevor Jackson?
Yes. Him?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, him or the dude. Did you watch Black Lightning?
Yeah.
The dude who played Painkiller.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. You know who I pegged?
Strong? I have no idea.
Oh, Serena Williams will play Unique for me. So
Ah, dang, man, I gotta think about that. I'm trying to think of a half black, half Latina to play strong. I gotta think about it.
who the black dude that played Deathlock? That's what I think I saw us playing Heat.
Actually, there's a dude who literally looks like he jumped off the page, but he's too old now.
Who was Gossett Jr.?
No, the guy in Drumline. The
senior.
Yeah. He like when I drew Heat the first time, and then I saw him, I was like, God, dog, I didn't mean to draw you. So if he was
Leonard
Leonard Roberts, he was in Heroes, he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he's been in a bunch of things. But
he was in Heroes.
He was in Heroes. He was the black dude that they killed off in the second season for no damn.
You talk about another show that just outstayed its welcome.
I was thirsty. I watched that whole first season of Heroes, and then I watched the second season, and then the second season made me quit. I was like, this is dumb. This is getting dumber and dumber, and y'all don't know what y'all doing.
But they actually have the first season on.
Because remember, Alphas came out around that time, and I think that was the problem. Is that they were rubbing against like the people that were getting tired of Heroes. It's almost like the stink rubbed off on Alphas.
Oh, Alphas, yeah.
Even though I feel like Alphas was the best realistic interpretation of superpowers to this day. I think like
even over Unbreakable.
Yeah, because it made a little more sense.
Okay.
Because you had the dude who could do the kinetics joint, he had just great, you see that in real life, people being able to do it. But he was just like they amped it up just a little. The chick who could talk and tell people what to do, like I love that show, man.
Like shoot, some of my powers and some of my lore that I got inspired from, even though it's from X-Men for the movement, come from Alphas. Like, because Alphas, like you said, Alphas did do like a great job explaining like how powers like are used in a like a real world situation, whatever.
Yeah, so, Malik Yoba getting stronger.
He had his chest couldn't take it. Yeah,
and then old boy with the autism, like I thought that was a great interpretation of autism. Like that was like one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and I feel like everybody else has kind of copied off that.
Yeah.
To this day, even like I watched the show. My wife watches it. Is it The Good Doctor?
Yeah, with the doctor that's on the spectrum, right?
Yeah, that's on the spectrum. Yeah. Like I watch his like performance, and I'm like, man, he's just doing boy from Office, man. He's just doing the whole thing, just taking the whole performance. But yeah, I mean, like, damn, I'm trying to think about for strong, half black, half Latina actress.
Oh, Rosario Dawson.
She's too old though.
I mean,
Rosario's like my age. Strong is like in her 20s, man.
In her 20s. America Ferrera.
She's not half black.
Too old.
Well, okay, wait a minute. You said half black and half Latina?
Yeah.
Got it. Scarlett Johansson.
He had me listed too.
What about old girl? You know what?
You a jerk for that, man. You a jerk for that joint, man. Oh my god. You literally had me like
Scarlett Johansson, man. I'm telling you.
Alexandria Shipp.
She's half black, half Latina.
I believe she is. Well,
I love her.
Okay. Let's say like you're able to make strong. Is that like your non-negotiable?
Yeah, I mean, because I literally made her half black, half Latina for a reason.
Right. Okay.
So like that'd be like if somebody like I want Heat to be a darker skinned dude.
Right.
Like he can't be like the Barge.
She's
you know what I mean? What'd you say?
She's half black, half white. So
yeah, that's I figured. I would have to think about it, man, because that's a hard one. Whoever it is have to be like physically imposing too. So
it's not that
it's not a lot.
It's not that many unless you take someone that's like
I'd have to do like a what do you call it? Like an unknown.
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
That is.
But
I mean, I think my only non-negotiable, if I was like, I would have Afro Avengers would be a series and not a movie. It would just, not to lose its tone. Just not to lose his tone, like, and and oh yeah, and he keeping his regular clothes too. I don't care how stupid it might look to some people. He keeping his regular clothes too.
So you don't want the stitched up
Nah,
MCU looking outfit.
yeah, not the multiple patterns, and then he just got the T-shirt that just look all MCU. It's with the double patterns and twists and lines and stuff like that. Nah, regular.
You want him in a hoodie and
Okay.
sweaty
Yep.
pants.
Now, Javon, let me ask you this then: would you rather have Heat as a movie or a series? Limited series. You don't have to have. You can have like 4 to 6 episodes, something like that.
So
maybe 8.
I mean, it's difficult because it is a difficult question for me, only because if I would want them to be a series, like series are so fickle, like they could be canceled like that.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like if Netflix came to me and was like, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, sure, we could do it. But in my mind, I would be thinking I'm probably getting 2 seasons.
Out of Heat.
If you get 2 seasons, if you got 2 seasons for Heat, I think you'd be doing pretty good to start off with.
Yeah, but I would want, you know what I mean? Like I would want like 5 seasons. But like a movie, I mean, if a movie blows up, then you at least get, sequels. And it's probably, I don't know if it's a bigger I don't know, man. I feel like Heat is a very, it's episodic, but it's also event. Like the way I structured, like the first 3 issue miniseries is kind of episodic TV, but then I did a big graphic novel, which is basically a movie, and now I'm kind of doing something that's in between, like a really long, it's about a 5-issue storyline. It's episodic, but it's big, it's bigger, it's grander. So either way, I mean, whoever want to give me a check, hey.
See, I like how you always say that whoever gonna give you a check, which leads me to ask you this question. So, what would you rather have, right? Would you rather take the check, sign over Heat, and whoever you sign over to can do whatever they want with it, and have like, Jeff Goldblum stars Heat or some shit like that? Or would you rather take a smaller amount but have some control over your property?
No, I want control.
Okay.
I'll take the smaller check.
You'll take the smaller check?
But I want I want executive producer credit. I want back end points. I want all that.
Okay, got it.
No, but I definitely want some control. Like I don't want. I mean, I used to joke about it. I joke about it with Danny and Morgan, and I'd be like, "Man, you do whatever the hell you want," but not really, because it's like I've said this before. If Marvel would have come to me and be like, "Hey, we want to buy Heat, bring him into the Marvel universe," it would have to be like, okay, so I'm writing and drawing him, right? And if you stop, and if I stop writing and drawing him, or you stop publishing him for a certain amount of time, but even then, he's like a part of me. So to sign him over, and you probably feel the same, but to sign him over and not have any say,
and
end up with like a lot of the 90s movies that we talk about by indie characters, that's pretty much what happened. They signed it over and was like, and they did wherever the hell they want to do. It wouldn't sit well for me, because then, that's my name on it.
That I think I asked this question long ago, and I think you were just quick to take the one with the most money.
I think I was probably joking with you.
Yeah, but it's like, what would you rather have? The Heat movie is made, right? Would you rather have it be, you get the same amount of money each way, $5 million from both ends? Would you rather have it be Zack Snyder bad, where you got half a fan base that love it, half a fan base that don't, because they just don't like Zack Snyder? And you already know that argument between Zack Snyder's vision and everybody else's. Or would you rather have it be Catwoman bad, where it just plain doesn't follow the source material, doesn't, it basically just.
No, I'd take Zack Snyder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
at least somebody like it. I don't know nobody that like Catwoman.
It's not. Listen.
You can always say that ultimately with a situation like that, it's like, that's not the vision I would have put out, but at least it's something that somebody likes, and at least it takes aspects in the spirit of the things that I created.
Right.
Like, I don't need to direct my movie, but I want a couple of passes at the script, and I need to have like final say, like, okay, I'm cool with this.
Oh, so you're gonna be like Dwayne Johnson and Black Adam.
I don't need to be in the movie.
You're gonna be controlling it, just like
No, I mean, like, I would want to like be an executive producer. Like, I would want to be able to have a say in who directs it. You know, like I remember saying this before. I don't know if I still believe it, but it's still damn good. I would have F. Gary Gray. I love his stuff.
Direct
or
Heat.
David Fincher, one of the two. Yeah,
Direct Heat.
Because what I would do for Heat in a film would be a little different than what I would do in the comic book.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, as people start to see and I feel like I'm interviewing me now, but whatever. As people start to see my vision going forward, they're gonna see Heat's not just like every other hero. Even now, like he's tackling like, you know, free speech in the most recent books. I'm trying to not talk about things that other people aren't talking about,
right?
Or if I do it in a different way. And I think F. Gary Gray would look at Heat from a different point of view, from a different artistic vision. And but yeah, like there's certain things like I don't want him ghetto because he's not ghetto. He's a child of a lawyer and a chef. They're middle. Nah, I mean he code switching. Sure, we all code switch. I code switch.
Code switch like Black Lightning back in the day. He was Jefferson Pierce principal. Then you threw in that Afro. I'm Black Lightning.
Listen, I'll tell the story. My boy, one of my best friends, Rory. What's up? He's a doctor, and he and I he called one of my I used to work at this nursing home, and I used to answer the phone. And answering the phone, you take the octave up a couple, and you proper and so he called to talk to his girlfriend who was working there, and he had his octave up high, so he had code switched, and he was in, and I was code. We had no idea who each other were, until I was like, Roy, and he's like, Javon, and then literally switched back. But that's you work in corporate world, you got code switch, man.
Yeah,
you got a code switch.
So. You know who don't code switch? Afro Avenger, which is dropping April 22nd. Afro Avenger issue 11. Okay, get it this month, the 22nd.
11 issues, dude. That's like I'm gonna.
Very good.
That's amazing, man. Because a lot of independent creators don't get that far.
Nope.
And to get double digits, is an amazing accomplishment, man.
I think to get double digits and to be able to keep my fan base at double digits is keep sticking with me up until the double digits of books.
You got double digits people reading your books?
Yeah, there's only like 20 people reading my book.
I got 14 people.
To the 14 people that read my comic book, I appreciate you.
Hey, y'all want something from the store?
Hey.
Nah, but to have a fan base that follows me, have my fan base
amazing, man.
Afro
is dope. The Afro heads, man.
I know. I owe you a cover, man. I owe you.
You owe me a cover. You owe me a purchase. Like
a purchase.
Even Danny.
I don't have your stuff.
No, you ain't got no.
I got you. And listen, man.
Danny bought some books.
I thought I did. I thought
Danny bought it the most messed up way.
But I thought I had done it. I thought I had done one of your Kickstarters. I lose track of which Kickstarters I do.
Yeah, it was a failed Kickstarter. Yeah, I think you joined it, but it failed.
I was about to, so I know I did it.
Yeah, but you ain't got no Afro Avengers.
That's not my fault, though. Hey, listen,
brother. I told you last
time. The effort was there.
You said I told you with a straight face. See, okay, hey y'all, if y'all was there for the Four Tales podcast, you can come here for a news story about Javon Stokes or how he didn't.
Oh my God, what did I do?
So Javon Stokes, I was on his show once again, right? I'm on his show, and I said, "Hey man, you got to buy some Afro Avenger too." Yeah, I'm gonna do it, man. But I'm just like you, man. I ain't got no money.
I'm still just like you. I ain't got no money.
I'm just like, all right, that's cool, man. Then he gonna sit back with a straight face. Yeah, man, I ain't got no money, man. Like, okay, Javon, we get it, brother.
I'm not lying. Listen, let me tell you. I've already told you, everybody knows my con schedule. The majority of them cons I done paid tables for. All right. If you don't know, Comic-Con tables can range anywhere from $75.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, $25. I actually did a con where the table was $25.
Oh,
Anywhere
man.
from $25 to $400.
Yeah, he not lying, folks. He not lying.
And I'm doing what? How much was it, Jamari? 14? 14, 15 cons?
And
I'm
you're
doing
probably going to end up
15
adding
cons
more.
this year. And I just added another one, Granite State Comic Con. I'm gonna be there. But I'm just telling y'all, like this, and that's not even including travel.
That's true.
Because when you down here with me, when I'm here, I ain't up there with Michael Watson and Victor Dandridge and Tyler who getting people comping them, flights and hotels. I ain't there
for
yet.
real.
I'm not there yet. So when I do these cons, if you see me at a con, understand that I have paid for the table and I have paid for the hotel. And if I do, and I'm doing Heroes Con this year, so I'm paying for the flight.
You're a bad man. You know what I'm
So
paying for a
understand.
wedding this year.
So when you buy a book, you putting money in my pocket, but that money's probably going out as soon as that weekend is over.
Listen, bro.
Oh man.
I told Javon, I said, Javon, I got you. Just let me know. He said, nah, brother, I'm a support.
Nah, I owe you a cover. I'm gonna get you that cover though.
Then I said, well, you should let me draw for Heat. I want you to draw for Heat, but I can't pay you, Kev. I'm like, God damn, dog. Like,
I offer. Listen, somebody offered to do a variant.
Twitter.
Huh?
You should put a list up on Twitter.
Of what?
I owe these people covers.
I do. I owe Morgan a cover.
I'm serious. You should put a list.
But when so here's the deal though. Nobody gets mad at me though because you're not paying for it. Like Morgan,
I'm mad.
Well, you ain't nobody. When I said nobody gets mad at me,
I'll be damned.
You left that one. That was low hanging fruit.
That's okay. That's okay.
But I'm trying. I try to get it in. But again, like Kevin, I'm doing all the artwork, all the writing for my book. So if I stop to do that, that means work doesn't get done for the other books. So
yeah,
and I have a profound respect for you because you understand what I'm going through.
Yeah, absolutely. People that's just either the artist or the writer doesn't understand the pain of doing both, because the bigger pain is not that you want your book to be great, you also want the story to make sense too. Trust me, I understand it wholeheartedly and fully, brother. I'm at 11 books in, and every time I feel like when I go on to the next one, I'm like, I don't know what this story gonna be about, but we're gonna make it work.
See, I'm different than that. So I got my joint planned out to like 100.
Oh, 100?
I got 100. I have 100 books planned out for Heat.
For Heat.
Yeah.
Okay. So who next after Strong, man? Because you seem like you got some real superpowered people. You ain't got nobody, lower to the.
Glad that you asked. I do have a project, and I am not announcing the name yet. But
is it opinionated, man?
I might.
By day.
No, man. I'm doing a horror book.
A horror book.
I'm doing a horror book. I want to do so. Shit. My vision is when I do these cons, I don't want people to leave the table without buying something. So lately, you ask people, "Do you read comic books?" Yeah. Or no, or they'll be like, and then you like, do you like superheroes? And some people be like, no. And so I'm like, okay, how do I get the people who don't like superheroes or who only read like anime? They don't want to read superheroes. So I was like, you know what? I'll do a horror book. And so I'm doing a horror book and I'm doing a novel.
A novel?
I'm doing a novel. Jamari knows the idea for the novel. I haven't started it yet, but I'm doing the plotting and everything. But the horror book, I'm writing I'm writing the second issue now, but I'm doing it a little differently. It's going to be a different style than Heat. I'm trying to do a little more cinematic, so you won't have a lot of like panel breaks or stuff like that. It'll look kind of like a movie.
Check you
so
out.
Yeah, man, I don't know when it'll be done because I haven't started drawing it yet, but
see. Check you out, man.
I did the script, man. Listen, man, you know, if you can crank out more than one book, you could, like I said, you got to get people, man. That's
the thing, man.
Just got to get people. Well, so what I'm doing is what I'm trying to do now is I'm doing 2 books at once.
Right.
So I'm doing the horror book and I'm doing Heat #3 at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So
you working overtime then?
I just like I'll do like 1 page. I'm gonna do like 1 page of the horror book one day, and then 1 page of the Heat book, and then I just keep going back and forth until I'm done.
Gotcha.
So
if y'all like horror and action and blaxploitation, y'all should grab it at Afro Avengers issue 11, dropping April 22nd.
Go and get that. Go and get that.
Get this issue 11. I'm telling you, one of my.
Hey, man, listen, man. I'm gonna say this to you, and I'm gonna pretend like I never said it. I'm proud of you, man.
I appreciate that.
We all out here, doing what we got to do, but you've done an incredible job of artistry, and
Thank
B, making a brand, and your brand is growing and growing.
Trying,
and I'm hoping to see. I'm hoping to meet you at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You gotta get out of Buffalo, man.
Listen, I do get out of Buffalo, man. You know what I'm saying?
When do you get out of Buffalo?
I keep telling you, man. I was trying to come to Connecticut, man, and I went up there and I said, "Oh, it's a little rough out here. I got to stay where I'm nice. There's little hoodlums out here."
Okay, time out. This man straight up just said, I want y'all to understand how full of it he is. This man said before he came on the show, he came up to Connecticut and he found out there was only two black people here. Clearly it ain't that rough. All right?
It was, man.
Clearly it ain't that rough.
Okay, I went to Hartford for about a weekend. Okay,
don't do it.
I went to Hartford for about a weekend. Okay,
what's wrong with Hartford? You out here.
What's wrong with Hartford, Connecticut?
Don't insult Hartford.
I'm not insulting Hartford.
If you come here,
I did.
This ain't Stanford.
I did go to Hartford, Connecticut.
This ain't Stanford. You should do. Well, no, I don't know. How far is Boston from you?
8 hours, 9.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, New York is 6. So Boston, what? Like a couple hours from New York, right?
You should definitely do Brooklyn then.
Yeah, I'm trying, man.
Did you apply?
Yeah, I applied. I'm just waiting.
Brooklyn?
Yes.
Dude, when did you apply?
Like last week, maybe.
You should have heard back by now.
That's why I'm saying I'm waiting.
You definitely should have heard back by now.
I got 3 emails from 3 different cons right now in my inbox, and none of them is Brooklyn right now.
So you don't go. What's your length?
If I'm driving, the furthest I'll probably go is Virginia, maybe. Depending on the con, like Dragon Con, I definitely want to drive to. But I know
you won't drive to Dragon Con.
Yeah, I'll drive to ATL. My best friend saying ATL. I've done it before.
Negro, I won't drive. I won't drive to Dragon Con.
You stay in Connecticut, man. You stay in Connecticut. It's further than me. It's only like 13 hours.
How is
Buffalo to ATL is 13 hours.
That seems impossible. It takes 16 hours for me to get to
because you live farther than me away from there, man. That's why.
Yeah, but you're further north though.
No, see, that's a misconception. I'm more west in the New York State. So I'm like right on the edge of Ohio, right on the edge of Pennsylvania, right on the edge of Michigan. So yeah, it
still seems further though.
Nah, you further because Connecticut.
13 hours is still.
I've done it before.
I mean, I'm trying to do Blurred Con and I ain't driving.
Where Blurred Con at?
Virginia.
That's only 6. Virginia only 6 hours for me.
I mean, if I drove to Virginia, I could drive. It's 6 hours, but I don't want to.
Yes, I don't want to neither. I'm trying to listen. My goal is to every place I go.
But if I do it, I would have to come up the day before.
Yeah, of course.
And then leave the day after it's over, which means that I would have to probably book a hotel for an extra day.
There you go. See?
But I don't really want to do. Then that's extra money. I'd rather just pay for the flight.
But if you sell it like the way you say you sell it, then there ain't gonna be no big of a difference, is it?
Man, listen. Let me tell you,
it ain't gonna be that big of a difference.
It is a big of a difference. What? No, there's definitely a big difference for driving for a hotel.
Oh yeah, I mean it depends on
the hotel. If the hotel's extra is like $100-something per day. To add 2 more days.
The hotel thing doesn't really hurt for me. The flight, because I'm still trying to catch up on my points. That's why I got an Expedia account to kind of like divert half those points and stuff like that, bro. I'm telling you.
I mean, I would fly to Virginia. That's what I'm saying. Like for me, because BlurredCon is in a hotel,
Right.
I would rather just fly there
I
and
got
not have to deal with a car.
that's true. That's
Like
true.
I'll just bring my suitcase full of comic books, or if I knew somebody who was driving there,
I
I'd
wouldn't
maybe
want the miles
ship
on
it.
my car like that.
That's
My
not that's
regular
what
everyday
8 hours. That's like 8 hours for you though, right? Virginia?
Who, me?
No, Jamari.
Oh,
Right at it'd be like right there about between 8 and 9 hours. Because I've driven to DC from here.
I got the same issue, Savon.
I work on multiple books at once, but I worry that I might get too caught up in one or the other. You just gotta balance it. Like you gotta schedule it. Like, okay, today I'm working on this, and then I work on that, and I'm working on that, and then at the end of that day, I stop. Whether the page is done or not, I stop, and then the next day, or I might go, okay, for 2 days I'm working on this, and then
Right.
for 2 days I'm working on this, and 2 days I'm working. Now, even if you get caught up in one, that's fine.
Right.
Like it's not the end of the world. That just means that one is gonna get further along.
You know who else is caught up in off balance? Afro Avenger and this new
Afro
book
Avengers.
issue 11 dropping April 22nd.
You didn't even
Get
tell us
on that.
about what's in the book. Tell us about it, man.
Afro
April
Avenger,
22nd.
April 22nd. That's this month. Afro Avenger issue 11 is basically an ongoing arc with Afro Avenger with his new nemesis at the moment, the voodoo priestess known as Applejack, and he is Applejack. Yes, and before y'all try to come for me, yes, I already went to go try to trademark it. It is mine, not Jack's. Applejack. Got that separated. Boom. But basically, Afro Avenger is going against his nemesis right now, and he's basically facing some dark times, and he has to make one of the most difficult decisions that's going to change the story for Afro Avenger forever at this point.
Okay.
So listen, man, beyond that,
You know, it'd be great if on the 22nd you were here in Atlanta because then you could be at Anime Day.
listen, I wish I could be there at 11, but on April
All right, it's only
22nd,
13 hours.
listen, but at April 22nd, I'm gonna be at Buffalo Comic Con dropping my own book. And you know what I'm saying, and debuting at the Buffalo
You said
Comic
April 22nd.
April 22nd. Buffalo
Maybe.
Comic Con, man. I'm working, baby. I'm working.
I was gonna say, let me check this out. Let me see if I can make it. But I can't. I can't even. I can't do
Listen, well, I'm gonna meet you. I'm gonna meet Dan. I definitely can't wait to meet Morgan because oh my god,
you should absolutely get Heroes Con then.
And when is Heroes Con?
June.
June. I'm aiming for it. That's in Virginia.
I might drive.
No, that's in North Carolina.
Oh shoot, North Carolina.
I might drive. I might consider driving up for that one.
Yeah, that's gonna be the first time we gonna all see each other.
Oh really? You, Danny and Morgan?
Yeah, we gonna try and do a show one of them days.
Oh, y'all gonna do like a live with y'all all in person?
Yeah. Apparently, there's gonna be a lot of people there. I think Greg is gonna be there. Both the Gregs, I think, are gonna be there. Burnham as well. There's gonna be a lot of us. I don't even know if Michael Watson's doing it. I should ask.
True. This is gonna be black excellence. Maybe I need to head out there for June.
Hey man, Brian Steel Freeze is there. It's gonna be a lot of people.
Brian Steel Freeze.
I'm gonna be networking the hell out of it. So
nobody. That's that's a name that I'm not saying that's not synonymous because it should be. But that's a name I only hear amongst like my peers in the comic world. Like his name is never really brought up for real. When it comes to like artists that's out there still grinding and still doing their thing and working.
Oh yeah, he's your favorite artist.
Yeah.
I'm literally about to ask him to do a cover for my comic. I met him once last year, I think, but he's supposed to be at Heroes Con. I think he might be at Terrificon here in Connecticut.
Yeah, Ken Lashley supposed to be here at Nickel City Con. I'm gonna talk to Ken.
I think I met Ken Lashley.
Really?
Yeah, you should try Terrificon too. Let me see if they still got tables. Let me help you out.
Terrificon, what's that in Connecticut?
Yeah.
So let me see how much a flight to Connecticut costs.
I thought you was driving, man. What you
I ain't driving to no Connecticut, man. You know them Rhode Island state troopers.
You know what? I just did a Rhode Island con.
For real?
Yeah, I just did one. It wasn't that bad. It was. Oh wow, they're all sold out.
Yep.
Out of everything, Artist Alley, end cap, cosplay table, corner booth.
Dang, man, that's
Woo.
what's up. I gotta jump on it, man. But I'm focused on a wedding this year too, though. So get married.
Oh, you
next
getting
year.
married this year?
Yeah,
Oh,
get
congratulations! Man.
married next year, man. Next year, but gotta start paying for that stuff early now. So,
When's the day, man?
August 24, 2024.
Well, okay, all right. That's 2 days before my mom's birthday.
See, that's what's up, man.
Beautiful, man.
What's up,
Congratulations, man. You
Appreciate
excited?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited, babe. If you're watching,
See, I know that. Yeah. I've been there. Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited.
I'm here with it.
My piece of advice: make sure you eat.
Oh, you already know.
Make sure you eat. Like if you got to eat like a good, like a hearty breakfast. Because when you do the wedding, I don't know how y'all doing it, but if you do the wedding and you have the reception, like when you're at the reception, everybody gonna want to talk to you. And even when you want to eat, like everybody want to talk to you, talk. And you like, especially your wife, everybody gonna want to take pictures with your wife. Nobody wants to take pictures with you.
Yeah, I already know.
Everybody want to take pictures with your wife. Like I can honestly say, I didn't take one picture with anybody at my reception. Now, one person wanted to take a picture with me. They wanted to hug me and tell me congratulations,
right?
And talk to me and everything. But nobody wanted to take a picture. My wife, though, I promise. As soon as we got in the reception, they like took her, and like she was gone, and I was just like, and I went looking for her, and she like it's like a line of people trying to take pictures with her,
right?
And I was just like, dang, man, that looked like it sucked. Okay. And I just walked around. I just said but like everything is gonna happen so fast, like the whole day, man. You try and get some sleep. That's all I'm saying,
man. I'm gonna try.
It's gonna be the hardest thing in the world, man.
Man,
it's a beautiful thing, though. It's beautiful. I didn't go to bed until 4.
Really?
The night before.
You didn't go to bed till 4 in the morning?
Ooh.
So I went out with the guys,
and
then we came back to the hotel, and me and my best man and one of the groomsmen, we all just kind of sat in my room just talking, and then I don't even remember what time. I think we got back in the hotel about like 2, and then we stayed up talking for like 2 hours.
Oh wow!
And like we were like, all right, dude, it's like 4:30 in the morning. It was like, you probably should sleep. And I was like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. I think I slept till about 6.
Oh wow!
And then I got up because the hotel I was in had this big window, and it like just all shined just bright light in my face. And so like I woke up and I realized that I needed to buy like a card for my wife because we exchanged gifts. But I heard
y'all did that, dude. Y'all did that?
Yeah, we exchanged gifts.
Oh shit. I hope my fiance ain't watching. Man, God, I've been fighting this gift exchange. As soon as I seen that mess said optional on Google, I said, "Baby, it's optional to get you a gift. I'm giving you the wedding, baby."
I think so. I got my wife. What did I get her? Necklace. I believe I got her a necklace. That was 8 years ago. And she got me a watch. And actually, she got me a watch. And if you see me wearing a superhero t-shirt, she bought like 5 of them. And they were all in it. And they have lasted this long. I love them. But so I didn't have a card. And I heard that she got a card for me. And I was like, God, dog, I gotta go get a card. Mind you, this is Sunday morning at 6 o'clock. I'm walking the streets of downtown Hartford looking for a place to buy a car because they took my car, they took my car from me.
Why did they take your car?
Because my mom needed it.
Oh.
Because my mom was she had moved out of town, so she was back in town.
Okay.
And so she needed a way to get around.
Okay.
And so she had my car. and so I didn't have a way to get around, and so I just like literally walking the streets of Hartford, downtown Hartford, looking for an open CVS or something. Couldn't find nothing. Ended up having breakfast, and then one of my good friends, he's close to my best friend now. He was like, "Yo, I got this for you," and it was a card. And he was like, "Yo, I just figured you needed it." He had left early in the morning. He left earlier than us, and drove because he had his car. Went and got a car. But I didn't take a nap that day. I was up from 6 till it had to be close to 1:30.
Oh wow, bro.
Yeah, and then we had to get up the next day, and we had like all this stuff to bring to the house, and then we literally got on the airplane the next day to go on our honeymoon.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
To which we crashed for,
I bet,
like half of the honeymoon, half of the first week of the honeymoon.
Oh wow.
What are you guys doing?
We're thinking about doing a cruise. She big on the cruise. She big on watching the water and the waves and the sunset. So it's more likely going to be a cruise. Listen, I understand the language. You know, when it comes to weddings, I just need to know where I need to sign my name on the check, and where I need to make the payments. Take my hands away from everything and make sure whatever she say go, step to the side. That's it. That's it. I had one request, just no mashed potatoes. That's it. I don't care anything else. There's no
What's wrong with mashed potatoes, man?
Mashed potatoes is the devil's food. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay, like mashed potatoes is the devil's food. People that like mashed potatoes belong in therapy. Mashed potatoes is disgusting. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I said it. Disgusting. I had a traumatizing experience when I was a kid with mashed potatoes.
So they're not disgusting. You just got screwed over.
That's what I ain't screwed over, man.
Listen, did they force them down your throat, man?
I was a 7-year-old, right? I'm like 6 or 7. You know, I'm at the age where, you know, I didn't know old people can lose teeth. I didn't know that. So, you know, I went to go visit my great grandmother for the first time. You know what I'm saying? I go to senior citizen home and stuff like that. And I walk in the kitchen. I'm all excited to see her. Unbeknownst to me, she ain't had no teeth in, eating mashed potatoes, and it just started oozing out the side of her mouth with the gravy and all that. I said, ain't no way in hell you gonna get me to eat whatever she ate. Because in my mind, she lost her teeth eating it. Like, no, mashed potatoes is the devil's food.
So mashed potatoes aren't bad. This man is just traumatized.
They are bad.
That's all it is.
The texture is bad. How they made is bad. This is bad. Okay,
man. Listen, I had we had specifically requested these fried macaroni and cheese balls for the reception, and I wanted them specifically. And I remember we got to the reception, and then they made the whole wedding party come and take like pictures together. Mind you, I'm hungry at this time.
Right.
So they brought some of the hors d'oeuvres up to where we were. Awesome, right? We had some kids in the wedding party. Them kids and some of them adults, it was like locusts. But we couldn't get them because they made us go take pictures.
Wow.
And so I didn't get any of the macaroni and cheese balls there. By the time we finished my wife and I taking pictures, everybody else, the whole wedding party went, and they went in the room and everything. And because we had like a pre-reception thing, whatever, like
the cocktail hour.
Yeah, we had like a cocktail hour.
Okay.
By the time we were ready to come back, all the hors d'oeuvres were gone.
Bruh.
I did not get my macaroni and cheese ball.
I'd have been heated, yo. Somebody would have paid me a penance. I
was very upset that I didn't get macaroni and cheese balls. I talk about it with my wife to this day about how I didn't get my macaroni and cheese balls. I wanted it. I can remember the day of us sitting with the wedding organizer, and I was like, "Yeah, I want this. Yeah, I want that." Never got them. So now to this day, if I go to a place that has fried macaroni and cheese, I get me my fried macaroni and cheese balls. But it was weddings are always great. It's just as long as you guys can like maintain the understanding that even if something doesn't go right, it's okay.
Mhm.
That it's all about you, and that and just don't give a crap about what your family or friends think.
Right.
Y'all be fine.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but
I can't wait. I
yeah.
can't wait, babe. If you're watching,
Y'all got a big wedding or small?
small. We don't like people. Like it's about to be 70 of us max, boy, and
That ain't small.
that's small enough.
Fine.
That's pretty decent. That's a pretty
that's-
decent size.
Nah, see, because the places we've been hearing, minimum is 125 people or minimum is 300 people for here. Like, nah, we good. We
What are
like
y'all looking?
70, 65 and stuff like that, man. So yeah, trust me, that's small for us. We
Y'all
don't
should
like
have just did destination.
Listen, don't Javon Hut, keep watching, man. Don't speak that in the air. You already spoke up, exchanging.
Actually, I did go to a. It was not a destination wedding, but it
There you
was.
go. Mhm.
It was on a cruise ship. So they did the wedding. Like we went to Florida
Mhm.
and we went to the wedding on the cruise ship.
Mhm.
And like the people who wanted to stay left. Stayed, and the people that didn't pay for the trip left. And then we just took off. And we had a ball with the new married couple, and
Oh, see,
it was, and then they went on another. I believe they went on another honeymoon with just the two of them.
got you. Nah,
I wanted a destination.
Yeah, I ain't that. Chris ain't destination. I don't want to do none of that. Okay, just in case she watching.
It's
Just
better, man. It's cheaper.
I don't care. No, it ain't.
It is cheaper.
I did the numbers. No, it ain't.
It's definitely cheaper.
Shut up about destination weddings, man. No, it ain't.
Listen, it's just my opinion.
You're right. Opinionated, man. Golly.
Hey, listen. Hey. If you're watching, look at me. You're okay. You're good.
Does she know that? Does she know that?
I was going to tell her.
I mean, you can tell her whatever. She already knows. Anything that she need to know, she know. She know I'm a grade A asshole. I'm a.
I wasn't gonna go. Dang.
She know we don't like people. We gonna have a good time at our nice wedding. No destination.
Make sure you get a good playlist.
We already got that. We got that down packed. The playlist.
You got that DJ. You don't want no whack.
Oh yeah, that listen, trust me, that's the next thing. As soon as we get this venue squared away, we're gonna look for a DJ, and I don't want no talking DJ. Yeah. Here they come on the dance floor. Brother, just play the music we asked you to play, please.
You gotta get an old dude then.
Yeah.
You can't get a young DJ. Nah, you gotta get an old curl ain't quite right DJ. That's what you need.
Facts.
All right, man. This
we've been on here.
This has been fun, man.
This is a full movie, ladies and gentlemen.
That's all right, man. This still ain't the longest one we done did. I think with what's his name? I must be tired because I'm forgetting names.
Smothers?
No, not Smothers. Smothers has not been on my show. Smothers will probably. I blocked Smothers from Facebook. He said one thing too many. And I was like, nah, bro. You ain't this. Listen. I talked to him, boy. Or the top 5, like but listen, man. You can only take so much negativity in your life.
Just go on, man. This your show. Go ahead, man.
No, I'm just saying, man. You can only take so much negativity in your life. And
I hear that, bro.
There's a couple other people who was like this close from being black too, because it's just too much.
Stokes podcast where if it's too much negativity, Javon Stokes.
Hey man, listen. I do the arguing on top 5 on the Stoked podcast. We about positivity and promoting talented individuals like yourself.
That's right.
That's what we're about on this.
Because I saw some arguments go down on this.
We have never really had an argument on this show, have we, Jamar?
Maybe not arguments. They've
been heated.
I've never been heated on this show.
I don't know, Javon.
No. You think about top 5.
Maybe.
Top 5, I turn and listen. That's code switching for you right there. Code switching is there's top 5 Javon, and then there's a Stoke podcast Javon.
Oh, okay.
Those are 2 different people.
Got it.
There's 2 different people. Y'all get nice. This is nice. This is probably the closest thing to corporate you get.
This is the closest thing to corporate.
It's the closest thing.
Oh man,
I'm nice. I'm polite to my guests. You know, even if
I don't
they
know,
brag on me.
You kicked me off the show twice today.
I mean, you keep saying silly stuff. It's
Like
either
Martin
that
is
or I
overrated.
curse you out.
Martin is overrated. Yeah.
Do you want to get cursed out, or do you want to just be put
Hey,
on
man,
timeout?
listen, brother. I'll take both from this Javon right here. This
Listen.
spicy Javon.
Go no. This still ain't spicy, Javon. Go get that Afro Avenger number 11.
Afro Avenger issue 11.
Yes, sir. Yes,
April
sir.
22nd.
Yes.
Drop it at midnight. And I'm dropping kids shirts this summer. Check them out.
Let's go.
Let's go.
If you at Buffalo Comic Con, gonna see this man. Go holler at him about some comic books. Don't play around, people.
And if you see Javon at the Connecticut Con, bring some matches and be like, "Yo, this is for heat," and just light your matches in the sky and just wave them back and forth like you at a concert. Okay, and grab that heat. Grab that.
Listen to this man. Don't be upset when security walks you out because you can't have open flame in the building. It's not my fault. I didn't tell you to do that, but I appreciate it. But thank you all for watching another episode of the Stoked podcast with Javon Stokes, the most opinionated man in comics. Kevin Chapman,
the real most opinionated man.
The worst hot takes on the internet. And Jamari Stokes, the hater's choice. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.